The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep inside.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Ray Felix for Bronx Heroes, War, and Comics Today. We're going to have a special guest on today later on, Tom Siaka. Real quick, if you're in the New Jersey area or the tri-state area, we have today the Garden State Fest. We were there yesterday. They were nice enough to give us free tickets for their show. Great place. It's at the Cody Arena in West Orange. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Take it up. And their next one's November 14th and 15th. So this is the one today. So I was going to draw today while I'm talking to Miguel. We're going to be talking about the novel. We're doing a book club, The Devil's Chessboard. I just started reading it. I'm a little slow when it comes to reading. That's just the way it is. But interesting thing. There's a lot of good people that I got to see. Paris Cullins and Fabrice. I don't want to say his last name wrong. Spokane. I think I said it wrong, but sorry, Fabrice. I know Suzu Makai was there. I didn't get to say hi to her because she was super swamped with people. And then there was J.M. DeSantis. A lot of old friends, old faces. Keith Williams, who's awesome, right? A lot of cool people that were there at the show. Rudy Nebrez is going to be there. He worked on a cover for me a few years ago for Red Rage #2. And who else? There's someone else. Oh, and Mike Lilly. I mean, Mike Lilly is a really awesome guy. I would say he's one of the, out of that generation of artists that came out, he's super chill, you know? Reason why I'm showing you this book here, this was Bronx Heroes, the 10th anniversary, where we first featured our stories like The Roach, Black Power, Heavy Traffic. And I just thought it was interesting because yesterday there was this guy, I don't remember his name, it's too long to remember, but I mean, he basically had a story of the roach. Now, I don't own roaches. I don't have roaches. But he had a comic book about a roach, half man, half roach, who's fighting a zombie apocalypse. I'll take that back, an insect apocalypse, and that was exactly the story that I wrote, like freaking back in 2008, and then we published it in 2010. And I just wanted to like show this. I sent the guy a message, trying to be friendly, like, hey man, it's not cool. And it looked very similar. It was very derivative looking at the book. We have our Drink the Revolution. We had a line of Bronx Pop sodas. Bronx Pop is no longer in existence, but we had our Bronx Hero soda that we were promoting their flavors. And the Roach was grape, right? We had, and I think it later became Lime Ricky, because Lemon Lime Ricky, when it first launched the first year, was LSD and ecstasy, and then we switched out to this character. And then we had Runaway Slave Root Beer, Black Power was Black Cherry, and then we had Orange Cream for Heavy Traffic. Those were a long time ago that stuff happened. But I mean, we had a comic book, and we're still actually putting out issues. Chris Duckett finally finished the 0 issue that took forever to finish. So, and then we had Heavy Traffic, of course. And then this was by Dmitry Gubin and Chris Duckett. And then, of course, again, The Roach. We had The Roach again with, I'm so sloppy with this, with a little black and white dream sequence vision here. All right. And then, of course, when you flipped over, the Bronx Heroes originally flip books, we had Black Power was a cover by Paris Cullins and myself. And then we had interior art with Trevor Von Eden. So this was the 10th anniversary issue, the second issue. So you see the original Black Power, Trevor Von Eden was the artist on it. I was the writer and creator. You know, we did a little parody on Black Panther, called it Panther X, you know, with a Kirby cover. You know, we had a homage to Black Lightning. A lot of cool stuff in here, you know. But yeah, I mean, and then we have our ad for a world without superheroes. So yeah, I mean, that exists. That's existed for a long time. So I was going to draw the roach while we talk today, just out of, you know, just to resalivate those dreams of the roach, who's basically like a Kafka-like superhero. And while we are joined with the miraculous Miguel. What's going on?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I've been glued to this book.
Yeah, man. I got my copy here. I'm a slower reader than you. I'm not on page 200. It's like
Right. Oh, I'm like I have about 118 pages before I finish.
Oh man.
And let's just put it this way, that all the details on the JFK that we've talked about, that people talk about, Lee Harvey Oswald, all that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now. It's a red herring.
Oh, big time, man. Big time. What year was this book published? Was this a recent release or has it been out
Yeah,
for a
it came
while?
out like 2013, 2014. David Talbot wrote another book called The Brothers, which is about the Dulles brothers, which is really, really good too.
Right.
And a bunch of other stuff. It's very, very detailed, but he goes through a lot. Like, he has so many resources.
Right.
And it was there in plain sight for everybody to see.
And nobody was paying attention. Everyone just kind of slept on it.
Well, once you start to read, you'll see how the media was shaped by Dulles and Dulles's friends, because he was a lawyer for Sullivan Cromwell.
Oh, wow.
And his good friend owned like Time magazine. No, it was Life magazine. He also owed there's another person who owned Time. He had inroads in the New York Times, and a whole bunch of other places. So the entire media apparatus was used by the CIA in order to say whatever they wanted to.
Right.
Now, Kennedy just didn't piss them off over, like, now we're talking about Israel.
Right.
Like, that's a new dimension that's just recently come up.
Right.
But he actually pissed them off on so many other things.
Oh, yeah. Bay of Pigs.
Bay of Pigs. But what people don't know is that the Bay of Pigs was actually a failed mission from the start. Because everybody in it was a C-lister.
Yeah.
No one spoke Spanish other than maybe the dissidents, right?
Right.
And it's pretty much, and you'll read in the book, it seems like Allen Dulles set up John F. Kennedy to force him to attack.
Yeah, I read that section. You know, it's funny. I did A World Without Superheroes #2, Volume 2, and it actually talks about the death of Marilyn Monroe, the Bay of Pigs, but the timeline was a little off with her death and stuff, so I called it the second invasion of the Bay and Pigs, so the second attempt.
Right.
And then the main villain, Masada, his father is kind of like the Allen Dulles character, who's like, you know, this guy that works in the White House with the president and is basically constantly underhanding him and messing with him, you know, with the Joint Chiefs and trying to force his hand. So yeah, I was reading that and I was like, oh my God, I never
Yeah, Dulles goes further back.
Yeah.
Like
World War II, right?
Yeah, well, World War I. He was in Wilson's cabinet. Yeah, so he was at the Treaty of Versailles.
Right.
And for anyone out there, he was a WASP, meaning a wide Anglo-Saxon Protestant. He was Presbyterian.
Yeah.
They say, oh, no. Him and his brother helped the Nazis throughout World War II.
Just
and
like
afterwards.
Jeb Prescott Bush, right?
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing. When the New Deal passed, because he was a Wall Street lawyer for all the top Wall Streeters, he had a big meeting in which he had a lot of the wealthy people show up to his house and told them, "Don't comply."
Right. Exactly.
Period, don't comply. So this is a little deeper. And when people start wondering, why don't we have an FDR today? That book, The Devil's Chessboard, will explain to you why we don't have an FDR today.
Right. Exactly.
FDR wanted to actually gave him the OSS, one of the top spots in Switzerland, because he wanted, and others hated Dulles. They knew who he was,
Right.
other New Deal Democrats, but he wanted to see who his contacts were going to be.
Right.
He was also
building, he's building out there. It's crazy.
well, no, it wasn't just building. He already had built because he knew people there already. He was already representing through Sullivan and Cromwell.
Yeah.
So he was just solidifying what the war was going to be afterwards, which was as soon as it gets there, how we're going to fight the Soviets once this is done. So right from the get-go.
Right, exactly.
And keep in mind that he met with Karl Wolff, which was one of the top SS people. He got him off. He ended up working in advertising in Germany. The CIA, Reinhard Genlin, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He ended up being part of the, actually the head of the equivalent of the CIA in Germany. He was also a high-ranking SS officer. So the whole idea of Operation Gladio, he really goes into detail and tells you people knew back then that it existed. So today when we're like, oh my God, no. And that does I think it's one of the most important pieces of general history of that time period, because it gives you an understanding of everything that's going on. So in terms of FDR, he wanted to, once the war was done, to prosecute the Dulles brothers and everybody else. Then FDR dies. Now, he did have bad health, but it's not covered in the book. But if you look into it, his body turned black within a few hours.
What the hell?
They never did an official autopsy.
Yeah. So he's probably wax.
Well, it's probably because he got poisoned.
Same thing with Marilyn Monroe. She was she had blotchy skin, like purple blotches, and people were debating whether there were bruises or not, but it was from the poison.
Yeah. So I think that FDR might have been poisoned. There was two plots against him. There's a business plot, which is very famously, you hear about Smedley Butler and a bunch of others. Now, here's the interesting thing. The Dulles faction in our country wins. When they win, they start to liquidate, or not physically liquidate, but they start to go after in a witch hunt after the New Deal Democrats by painting them as communists.
Right. Well, it sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
Now they're Antifa, but yeah, same shit.
Well, Trump was his mentor was Roy Cohn. He was part of McCarthy. He was actually McCarthy's right-hand man.
Right.
But here's the twist. Eisenhower, total piece of shit. I'm sorry. There's no getting around this. Once you read this book, you'll understand.
Most of those guys are,
What's that?
Most of those guys in office are pieces of shit. Even Lincoln, they try to Honest Abe and all that. Get the fuck out of here. It's like this guy, yeah, no good. There's no
redeeming. No, it isn't just
redeeming in presidencies.
It isn't just a matter of just personality.
But just
Kennedy would accuse him on the campaign of hanging out with his millionaire buddies.
Yeah.
So he'd always be playing golf with the top hobnobbing. Truman tried to win him over to the Democratic side, but Eisenhower, a die-in-the-wool Republican, said, I don't agree with your policies. It's too pro-labor.
Right.
That's number two. A lot of people who say, oh, I'd be an Eisenhower Democrat, so you would be anti-labor. Right? Yeah. Eisenhower was a malleable piece of putty for the Dulles brothers. They could do whatever they fucking wanted with them. He's also one of the players in the bonus army.
Right.
The crackdown on the bonus army. So he was not, and he was a racist, a hardcore racist, and he was responsible for the murder of Patrice Lumumba.
Right.
He ordered the hit.
Right.
So a lot of people who are like, oh, no. And this isn't a matter of saying America bad. it's a matter of there's a track record there, a criminal record
Right.
that you look and you're like, well, how can I justify this?
Right. And this is like crimes being committed by a different class, so there's no jail time. You know, this is
No
just,
jail time, and they would smear people.
and you got like millions dead in the wake of it, right?
Oh, man, you're talking Under Dulles, Patrice Lumumba,
Mm-hmm.
Jacobo Arbenz in Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Mossadegh.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
This is the secret government, you know, that the shadow government people have always talked about, you know, deep state.
that book
All that.
sets it all up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see it, everything that they're doing hasn't changed.
Yeah, it's
No.
interesting about how like the Mossad was founded one year, and then the CIA, the OSS, turns into the CIA the year after. It's like,
Well, what's interesting about that is that the person that connects the two is a man by the name of James Jesus Angleton.
mm-hmm.
He was in charge of the Rome Bureau for a while during World War II,
Right,
and he was the one who was the closest with Mossad.
right,
So really, Mossad and the CIA are just one.
yeah.
Because most of the people most of the people that comprise in Israel,
Mhm.
aside from the Russians, are mostly American.
Right,
You know,
and they control the education system with what's her name, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, right? Because he was
McGraw Hill.
McGraw Hill. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they literally spoon-fed us history, you know.
Yep. But it's so chock full of information. It's great. It's given me and as I was going to say, Kennedy just didn't get killed for Israel and the nuclear stuff.
So a bunch of stuff, the mafia thing, a bunch of stuff, you know.
Well, he had pissed off the business owners because he was going to take away the tax sloops for the big oil.
Yeah,
He was also dealing with the steel workers and trying to get more pro worker laws. They were saying, "Oh, here comes another FDR." They didn't like it.
yeah, yeah.
He was warming up to Russia, trying to make sure we wouldn't blow the crap out of each other.
Right.
So they saw him as a softie. And here's one little thing that I learned that I wasn't aware of.
Mm-hmm.
He also opened up Italy for the Italian left to be able to participate in elections because they had been blocked out. And they didn't want that. Now, here's why it's interesting.
Is that because of the mafia?
Oh, the guy who is said to be the main organizer of the hit on JFK was a man by the name of Bill Harvey.
Right.
Bill Harvey was in charge of the CIA Rome unit or station or whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who he said, we're going to hire Corsicans for the hit because Corsicans are a little harder to track other than the regular mafia that we always deal with, which will be easier to trace back to us. And Bill was also the one that pushed Operation Gladio.
Right.
So you have the players. This is something I think that what's happened with many of the things, even the JFK movie, it gives us a whole bunch of details of people who shot certain people, but it doesn't give you what Talbot does in the book, an overall perspective
Right.
of the actual playing field, the chessboard.
Right.
And this one does an excellent job. And
Yeah.
Dulles is the one person that he really concentrates on because it's his chessboard. And
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he met with Johnson for a barbecue in 1963.
Right.
Dulles also knew, well, Bill Harvey was one of the guys he had hired. And he was pissed off from having been kicked out. And there was a lot of veiled threats.
Oh yeah. Even in the movie Oppenheimer, they talked a little bit about that. Where I forgot which role he played, but he played one of the governors that Kennedy fired. I don't know. Did he play Dulles? What's his name? Robert Downey Jr. I forget the role that he played, but he was also someone that was fired by Kennedy and then rehired to head the investigation of
That would be Dulles.
That'd be Dulles, right? So that was yes.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't even want to call it the Warren Commission. They wanted to call it the Dulles Commission.
Right. Yeah, because he got rid of Dulles after the Bay of Pigs and all that stuff.
And then his brother wanted to reopen it
Right.
afterwards.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of reasons, and a lot of it had to do with the stuff that was unresolved with FDR.
And that's
And
probably why he wanted to. That's probably why he was killed too, is because he was playing the same game his brother.
well, it was all about trying to give a fair shake to the working class
Yeah, yeah,
in the end.
yeah. And nobody wants that.
No one wants that. But now when we have Democrats who are like, well, we had FDR and Eisenhower, or,
Nothing's
they had high taxes. And
nothing's
yeah,
changed. I mean, as a union rep, I get a lot of shit from my bosses. Like because I'm literally doing the job of a union rep, they're coming down on me hard. Like I basically lost my fucking summer gig as a punishment for defending teachers. It's like, what the fuck? And they did it in such a way they're like, oh, it was a clerical error and we can't correct it. I'm like, these fucking people. But,
then there should be a penalty.
Right. There should be a penalty for that.
There should be a penalty. All this is about workers.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad and unfortunate, but
nothing's changed, unfortunately.
From the killing of JFK, I think we had the last chance to get back on track onto an FDR style system where we wouldn't be complaining about healthcare today. We wouldn't be complaining about a lot of things.
Right.
But so much of the media was in the pocket of the military-industrial complex, which Eisenhower complained about. But the guy ran around telling everyone, if you don't do this, I'm going to nuke you. That was Eisenhower.
Right.
So I don't know why they see him as a peacemaker. Like, it was known as Eisenhower's bluff.
Right.
Right. And then because of the Cold War, no one wanted to seem like they were communists. So they started to walk away from workers and start becoming about the middle class.
Right.
And today, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with I don't want to, that's socialism. So the supposed left, which isn't really left, is pigeonholed into can't talk about workers, can't talk about certain rights. So we can talk about black rights because that, we could do that, but
hot button.
Yeah, they're pigeonholed, and they pigeonhole themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of saying, "Hey, you're calling me a communist, so what?
Right.
You're a fascist."
Right.
Right.
You're a Bolshevik.
Yeah, and then there's that whole conspiracy with the Bolsheviks and Jewish people, and I've been seeing a lot of nonsense talking about how World War I was started by Jewish people, which is insane. And here's why. In the sequence of events of history, one of the most important parts of for European history was the scramble for Africa.
Right. Yeah.
In the 1880s, when they had the Berlin Conference, and they literally carve up Africa.
And it was also the original place they wanted to go to because of before Palestine became an issue.
Yeah, but even at the conference with Theodore Herzl, they ended up knocking that down.
Yeah,
they decided to go with that.
Right.
But it was about resources. Bismarck had actually said the only way to stabilize Germany's economy is with Africa, meaning its resources.
Absolutely.
They can talk a lot of stuff about Jewish people.
No. It's just white supremacy, period. It's transcends. It's not just about religion. It's,
And I'm going to say white supremacist parasitical nature. Because it needs to steal someone else's resources to do it, what it wants. Right. And then even when it steals it, it doesn't share it with the population.
Right, that they're stealing it from.
Right, exactly. So
we see that right now with the fucking cobalt and all that stuff and all the stuff that we use for cell phones and everything,
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
It's been like that forever. But here's the thing. Once they start to stabilize the whole scramble and everybody's got their goods in the early 1900s, guess what rolls around? 1914. Reservoir Dogs. Now they want to steal from each other.
Right.
So the idea that a bunch of rich Jewish dudes wanted World War I, considering Europe's history is always about thieving from each other, is beyond preposterous, but it just doesn't know history. Still there? Well, think you cut out, Ray. Think you cut out. don't know if I'm live, but if I am live, continue talking. So I do recommend the book Devil's Chessboard, worthwhile watching. Let's see here if I can get a hold of Ray. Ray will be back on. Let's see. All right. Let's see if he's there. So, I do recommend that. And there's another book I'm reading. Let's hope that Ray makes it back. Hopefully he didn't get squeezed out. Okay, I think he did get squeezed out. So I'll just continue talking. So yeah, there's a lot of really interesting things in that book by David Talbot called The Devil's Chessboard, which made it so much more of a fascinating and much more fresh book on JFK than many of the other things that have come out. It's been all the other books, there's usually much more details and detail-oriented things. Hey, Ray, you there?
I'm here. For some reason, I'm not.
You sound like you're in a cave.
My computer died, so I was just logging on my phone. But let me remove myself and that. So.
Okay, yeah, it sounded like
Keep going. Keep going.
you're deep in the caverns there. Yes, it's an excellent book. A book that's good to understand the history of the transition from World War II into the current world that we live in, which is really an Alan Dulles world. Definitely really good for anyone that wants to write spy thrillers or gangster spy thrillers. Excellent book because it gives you a lot of how the operations work and many things in that book. So yeah, just about 120 some pages done to finish, and yeah, out of 600 pages, it's been like wild. I haven't been able to put that book down, even though I wanted to get some drawing done. I got some few other things done, but it's just been just very absorbing, you know. So I highly recommend.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. What happened?
It looks like my computer died.
Oh,
we said
I
we
see.
said the word. We said the I word, and it's just like
Eh,
and the
you
J
know,
word. We got cut
I
off.
wasn't blaming them.
I know. I know you weren't.
I was just saying, hey,
Yeah.
not always them.
No, it's not. It's not. I
You
actually
know.
had a conversation with an artist yesterday, Fabrice Spavolsky. He's the one for who did Spider-Man Noir, and he's done a bunch of his other own books, like Noir's the New Black, and he actually was talking about the rise in anti-Semitism around the United States. Like he was at a convention in Phoenix,
Mhm.
and there was a restaurant in America, in Phoenix, Arizona, saying no Zionists allowed or something like that. And I was like, what? I've seen that in the Philippines and Japan, and some other countries because of, the way the Israelis who tour there act really rude. I mean, we showed a video of them defecating. But
Yeah, they beating
that's not
people
happening
up.
in the United States, though. I mean, I don't see people defecating in the United States in restaurants. That's like, you know. So I was just a little surprised by that.
Things are, and I've mentioned this to you before, and this is a serious thing.
Hmm.
Um, Anti-Zionism is an anti-Semitism,
Mhm.
and that has to be distinguished.
Oh yeah, of course, but
Because
yeah,
I think that sometimes people sort of see it
some
as,
people, a lot of American Jews see it as synonymous. That's the thing,
yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And you know who's jumping in on it are the neo-Nazis. And
Right,
they're very, very, very slick,
right,
because you
right.
can see them online and
Mhm,
little things that they do. And
mhm.
the relationship in Europe, and that's why I always say it's not about religion,
No,
it's because of white supremacy.
white supremacy. That's
So
what.
white supremacy also, once things start going south, it can't blame itself.
Right. So it has to find a scapegoat.
So it'll find the nearest version to it, or the ones nearest to them,
Right.
who are going along with the heist,
Mhm.
and then throw them under the bus.
Right.
And in this case, it'll be Israel.
I mean, a lot of contemporary Jews that are not religious, that consider themselves Zionists, they're like anti-Mandani. And, I mean, to each his own. But, I think Mandani has balanced the budget in New York for the first time ever, right? He's ended the deficit and he just froze rents for 2 years. How great
Yeah,
is
1 million apartments, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was living in the Bronx, the rent, it used to be that I used to live in a rent controlled building, kind of like Mandani. And then I left that building because it was bought out by a law firm and they started illegally evicting people. And I was illegally evicted. But what happened was I went to court, fought it, won. Then they continued to do their legal actions. And then I lost the second case on a technicality. But I already had 2 apartments. So it's like, because my wife was living in one before we got married. So I lost my apartment, then I moved in with her and I lived there for another 2 years. And then, but they knew that and they just kept messing with us. So we just left. And then I moved back to a private house for a few years, renting. And then I went back to the concourse in a different building. And then the rents were much higher then, and you're talking about within 7 years, the rents were like, you had no more, very few rent control or rent stabilized apartments. Everything was, and the monthly rent went up annually, like by a large percentage,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And I know one of the other things that Mamdani has in
Mhm,
common with the FDR and the
mhm,
JFK,
mhm. These people
he,
first.
he's a democratic socialist, which is not a socialist per se in the
No,
traditional sense.
no.
But, for America, that's probably, right now, that's probably as good as it's going to get.
Right. And the thing is, I take that with a grain of salt because, he's another actor, so it's like
Mhm.
whenever we have actors in office, it can go either way. I mean, look at Trump. He's like,
Well,
it's like, I mean, Ukraine, you have a lot of actors that come into office and I'm always weary because they're so good at masking their emotions, So I think he's great for now. We shall see what in 10 years,
well,
but no criticism. I think he's doing a great job,
it has to be said that democratic socialists are not, because they're
Mhm.
more liberals. It's just a different name, and liberals are not socialists
Right.
in that sense. So I
Definitely.
really don't see him as
That's
being an
another, that's
actor.
another scam that they try to put on us,
And I'd see him, he's actually living up to whatever ideology he has. He's not his
Yeah.
dad. His dad's a full-on Marxist, right?
Yeah, right.
So, but again, I mean, if you are in the game that you're in,
Right.
if you want to get elected, you wouldn't say I'm a communist because it's
Right.
America, right?
Right.
So there might be another type of acting that we're not aware of.
And there's a lot of alt-right people who that I speak to everybody. So I mean, I guess that's how I'm able to get a deeper understanding in my head, like Jesus talked to the homeless and to the everybody, he talked to everyone. So I kind of, the whores, the homeless, everyone, he fed the poor, right?
Right.
I talk to everyone from all sorts of walks and political preferences just to gain an understanding. And sometimes they're at a point where I'm not trying to educate them. I'm just listening to see what their frustrations are
No.
and hear their perspective, and there's a lot of Jews in New York that are pro-Zionist,
There's a lot who are anti.
and there's a lot who's anti, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just like you have the Orthodox, right? And
Mhm.
or the ultra Orthodox. that are pro-Palestine. So, and say that Judaism is not a race, that it's a religion.
It's not. It's a religion.
It's a religion, right?
It's a
So,
religion.
but
That's like saying Catholics is a race.
right, exactly. Like, but Zionism tries to make it synonymous to it. And we said before many times that there are more Christian Zionists than they are Jewish Zionists.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing, by saying that it's a race, it's actually feeding into Nazi propaganda,
Right.
because that's the shit that the Nazis said.
Right.
In the end, they didn't adopt the one drop rule
Right.
from the United States because they thought it was unbelievably harsh.
Right.
Why? Because all of them had a Jewish grandparent kicking around.
Right, of course.
Or some sort of ancestor that was Jewish.
Right.
They thought it was insane. We would have nobody here. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a religion.
I mean, anti-Semitism is a real thing, and unfortunately, some people who are not well read do fall into it. But then there's the other extreme, is that these are consequences for what's happening in the world that people have to really identify. And I think that's the other side of it, that it's just like it's a cause and effect.
Yeah, but I tend to look at the manipulators.
Mm-hmm.
So usually America, most of our countries, America, France, whatever, it's usually made up by pessimists and optimists.
Right.
And we always forget the third one, opportunists.
Yeah.
And manipulators. Those are not the common people you can sit around and chit chat with, because unless you happen to be invited to some sort of rich shindig where you sit down and see, oh, okay, you're talking this shit. You guys talking major $1 million deals, you're not going to know, right?
Right.
So
more makes money,
who benefits from this is, well, how do you deflect from your crimes? Again,
right.
You start to blame a group of people that everybody, and you got a willing participant with BB.
Oh, yeah, of
but
course.
Here's the thing:
he's not hiding anything,
No, he's not. But you get to, you're going to be the guy that takes the heat.
Well, I think that with Americans, ignorance is bliss on all fronts of politics, regardless of who you vote for, because the bottom line is that this is all about making money and going to war. This is about the war machine.
Yeah,
but
eventually, eventually, reality doesn't care about bliss.
Right, exactly.
Reality creeps in,
as you can see with ICE. Right, you saw the 100-year sentences there were, and 50 years.
Yeah, for cartoons.
Right.
For cartoons.
Now, what's crazy is that I was just talking to a friend of mine that I grew up with this morning, my buddy Tim. He lives in PA, and he didn't even know about it. And this is a guy who's usually politically adept, another liberal, but it kind of shows you.
Do you mean to tell me I'm living here in France and I know about it?
Right. And a lot of people in America, we're talking about the tri-state area. I think the tri-state area is probably more informed than people the further south you go that are kind of checked out. But I mean, a lot of people are checked out here too, from what I'm hearing, because this just happened on Monday, right? When they dropped those sentences down. And even though the incident happened a year ago, but the sentencing was this week. And like, people I know don't even know about it, care about it, or follow it. It's almost like people are just like, well, I'm not touching this. This is a hot potato. It's kind of like, it's like people are afraid to talk about politics more so because of,
So what does that tell you?
I know. Authoritarianism.
No, but worse. I remember years ago, someone had posted, it was online. They posted a video of the military going through the NYC subway.
Right.
And someone's like, oh, this is great. So I think I retweeted or reposted, and I said, we Americans are mentally ready for a military dictatorship.
Yeah, exactly.
And by not talking,
since 2000, I would say.
Yeah, but it's like, when you be like, well, wait a second, like, why are we afraid to?
People vote against their own interests all the time, I'll have a union meeting, and then the next thing you know, the admins know exactly what I said, because some ass kisser is basically reporting. It's like,
yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Sorry to Bother You?
No, who was in that?
Oh, it's one of my favorite. Lakeith, he's from Atlanta. the TV show Atlanta. He plays Darius in Atlanta. He's the main actor in that, and it's directed by Boots Riley. I just rewatched it yesterday with my daughter. You got to watch it. Like when I first watched it, there's a part like towards the end. I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird. But thanks to Epstein, now when I watched it, I'm like, this is not so weird anymore. But it's great. It's great. You might have seen the ad. Danny Glover's in it, and so the clip that's very popular is Lakeith is sitting there. He's working at a telemarketing company, and he wants to become a power seller. Can't sell. He's not doing very well, and Danny Glover's like, man, you got to get your white voice. He's like, what? Like, you mean like speak proper English, like Will Smith? No. The white voice, like the voice that as soon as you don't have a care in the world. Once you get off that phone, you're gonna get in your Lamborghini, you're gonna walk out, and everything's fine. You don't have a care in the world. He's like, oh shit. So he gets his white voice, and it is fucking hilarious. And it deals with workers. It's a really good movie. I think you'd enjoy it because it deals with unionizing too. Can't hear you, man. Nope, can't hear you. That could be why the cable's not working. Nope, still can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Nope. Nope. It's Verizon. I can't hear you.
Hey, how about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I had my Yeti on, and apparently I think I bent this here. This adapter got bent, so maybe it's.
Oh, now you're gone. Yeah, it's kind of funny how these things are so fragile. I was really thinking the other day how we can't really. Our civilization is built on quicksand.
For real.
Like, you have things from Rome that have lasted thousands of years, and our shit breaks down in 5 or 6 years. How are we going to have a Star Trek sort of style civilization if shit's breaking down every 2 minutes?
I know, it's crazy. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
It's all good, Verizon.
Oh my god, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I'm moving pieces here. I turned off the board, and then I was like reattaching something else.
I'm gonna call you Scotty.
I know, for real, Captain. It's not working. You're gonna have to fight the Ferengi. The transporters are broken.
I'm giving her all she's got.
You know what's funny? Star Trek taught us that you cannot rely on technology.
Yes. Yes, which is funny because these guys all talk about, we'll have a Star Trek society. We'll have like the episodes where they had the AI running society.
Yes.
I think Peter Thiel and Elon Musk thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Whereas they were actually telling you, no, this is where society stagnates and it goes bad. And
yeah, like the war where they had to incinerate themselves because it was like a video game, but it was not an actual war.
Yeah. So X amount of people had to go and their numbers got called.
Yes, that was like AI. You're right. I never thought about that.
Oh, yeah, that's
totally.
Yeah, I'm old school Star Trek.
Yeah.
I tried to get into the new one, but I think it took itself too seriously.
Yeah.
Like the old Star Trek had that little bit of like, tongue in cheek, like wink, wink.
Yes.
The other was just like, not that I'm saying it's not good, but
Right. No.
A little humor.
Yes.
So yeah.
My mic is separate. My mic has a separate thing going on here.
I'm glad you picked up the book.
Oh yeah, when you were talking about, I'm coming out of here. That's what happened. What the fuck?
It turned your phone into. It turned your camera into a microphone.
Yeah, instead of my microphone that I attached. That's what's going on. It has microphone confusion. That's
It's hallucinating. Ray, it's
it's
hallucinating.
hallucinating. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like those. I've been posting up stuff from the Devil's Chessboard.
Hmm. Yes, I was reading. That's actually when we were talking last week. I actually ordered it.
It's a great book.
And that's what happened.
I don't think I've ever devoured like close to 600 pages. Well, it's 600 pages in total. It's such a short period of time.
Right.
I'm
Right.
like, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Susie was joking. She says, I should make a video of you like reading the book because you're literally just doing this.
That's hilarious.
It is. It's like, but it's so many things that. Well, because I guess we're younger, we didn't live through that time period, so we're not aware of those things. And the narrative that's given to us, you have people worshiping Eisenhower, who was a racist. He called the African delegation the N-word. Yeah, he went back to Verizon. No, no. You gone Charlie Chaplin on me. You're silent. I can't hear you. At all. Like zero. Nope. Nope. I wonder if it's because you have to select something in the settings to make it microphone or to activate it, or you need drivers or something. Can't hear you, man. It's like Harold Lloyd, Charlie Chaplin. It's all silent. Oh. Whatever setting you had before was much better. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I can't hear you now. I can't hear you back then. All right. Nope. Whatever make a microphone that is, it's not doing very good. Just switch back. That's crazy. Nope. Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, for some reason it got rerouted from the microphone to this camera because Tom might join us later. So, but
Oh, okay.
he's not here. So there we go. I'm twice the fun.
Twice the fun.
So
So yeah. No,
I was saving that later when he joins us, but let me remove one of these guys.
yeah, we gotta be very, very careful that the neo-Nazis don't start taking advantage of this because they will.
Right, right.
They will jump in a heartbeat and blur the lines and get their crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, from my perspective, yes, Israel's doing wrong. But that doesn't then all of a sudden mean
Right. That doesn't justify anything.
no.
The means doesn't justify the end, as they say, right? Yeah.
And plus, they're just looking for a way to excuse the shit they did in the past, and
right.
But they're very slick, man. I'll give them that much.
Oh yeah.
They'll slide into conversations and go, "Oh yeah, it was the Jewish people."
Like, yeah, but that's there's always a scapegoat, right? There's always a scapegoat.
Yeah. Everything but taking responsibility.
Right.
And saying, yeah, we're kind of going along with it. We also have our own people who are benefiting from this, and we need to really seriously. Of course, it's never rich people. It's rich Jewish people.
Right.
That's the problem. It's like, no, it's just, regardless of religion, it's rich people.
It's rich people. Yes, exactly. And we have to remember, just like somebody, I was having a conversation with a young lady yesterday. What was her name? Boy, I should remember this. Anyway, I'm terrible with names, especially when it comes to women. It's like
I'm not much better.
Yeah, it's like I have a mental block, because it's like, when I was a young man, I was very foolish, and I would sometimes see more than one girl at the same time, and I would confuse their names. So I had to learn to never call a woman by her name. They had nicknames, I'm terrible, but so
did you ever get busted?
Oh my God, so bad.
I thought so.
When I was dating this Russian girl and a Japanese girl at the same time. Now, the bad thing, I was living with a Japanese girl.
Those are like mortal enemies too. They're like...
And then I got caught at my art studio senior year with the Russian girl. I mean, I wasn't doing anything. We're just having a conversation, we were just chatting, but she was clearly like heavily flirtatious with me. And I remember her name. Her name was Maria.
Oh, well, because you got busted.
No. Correct. Yeah, I'm wrong. Her name was Marianne. So she was a Russian girl.
But wait a second. You remember because you got busted.
Yes. Right. So I was dating both. So I was living with one and dating the other. Yeah, I was bad. You know what it is? When you live in the shadow of a Latino father, oh, hold on a second. Is it open? Oh, when you live in the shadow of a Latino father, there's an expectation to be a fuck up, to be this machismo guy that, because I was very loyal as a young man. I had one girlfriend at a time. I didn't mess around. But, it's like the pressure of constantly like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time with one person? You should be out there. You play in the field. You're young, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and then you got that in your brain and you're like, oh man, what is this?
Yeah, that would be
right. The man is trying to silence you.
That would be yeah. Where?
You're gonna be on this.
I won't say, but
Yeah.
a relative of mine that I would always I learned not to ever do that. I was
right. Exactly.
I don't like it done to me.
Yeah, of course.
Two, I've had examples as to why you don't do that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I learned the hard way. I got caught.
Yeah, no, I meant like for me, third person perspective, going, oh, why did you do that for?
It's stupidity. It's stupidity, But you have to experience it and get busted, and then you're like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I had a very close example that I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Taught me well. Even into later life, I'm like, why? That's stupid.
It's stupid. It is stupid.
So stupid.
It's stupid. It is stupid. I learned the hard way, and what's funny, I was so indignant as well because the professor, this Russian girl was, she was with everybody, but, because even my professor who was Italian, he was like, hey, I noticed you got 2 girlfriends. He was from Italy. He was like, is it okay if I take her out, ask her out? And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? I was like, why don't you get your own girlfriend? You're a teacher.
How old was he?
He was like maybe in his 40s, and he was married and he had a kid. But he totally fucking tried to steal my girl. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm just I'm like, man, these guys, he was worse than me. And I was like, dude, no, you're a teacher. And I was already working in the school system as an assistant. So for me, I'm like, dude, man, you're an old teacher. What are you doing? You should be responsible.
And how old were you?
I was in my 20s, senior year. I was probably 27, something like that.
You were and she was 22?
She was younger than me. She was like 20. Yeah, she was probably 21, 22. She was a freshman in college. you know. And I was just, but she was sleeping with everybody. Literally, like in the span of a week, she slept with 4 different guys and told me about it. So I was like, okay,
Yeah, to each their own.
yeah. I was like,
That's fun.
Hey,
you got Tom Siak here.
Hey, there you are.
hey, how you doing?
Good. Notice.
Yeah, you grew out the.
The beard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like for Halloween at Obi-Wan Kenobi. So,
Oh, okay.
you know, I figure I the next convention I can just cosplay as Obi-Wan. It'll be easy, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll when I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have a little lightsaber. There you go.
Yeah. You just gotta grow out the mustache.
Yeah, and then I'll give out my sage advice to all my Jedi pupils.
Yeah, Padawans.
Because right now you got the Asimov.
Asmon, yes, yes.
Isaac Asimov.
That's right.
You know, it's talking about Star Wars. I don't know if you followed. I got Disney Plus for a discount. I don't usually like to promote Disney, but they gave it to me for $3.99 a month for 3 months. And the Maul series is so good. Oh my God, it's 10 episodes. I just finished watching it yesterday. I was blown away. This guy Dave Filoni is just like.
Is this live action or animated?
It's animated, but it's
okay.
But the Chinese have been taking this AI program called Sea Dance, and they've been putting the film in there, the episodes, and making it live action, so it looks realistic. And I'm like, oh.
Is it on YouTube, Ray?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's in that same category of all those movies.
Right. Ray, tell them about the Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, so they're taking a lot of the Star Wars novels and they're actually turning them into films, AI. And it's so incredible. I'm like, wow. I mean, I would play them on here, but we probably get hit with a copyright infringement.
Exactly.
You know,
I found it and I gave it to Ray, and so it's basically what they're doing is, I guess, the Heir to the Empire novels that were done,
yes,
which I guess were kind of intended to be chapters 7, 8, and 9, but it never happened. So whoever these people are, which I suspect that some of these people actually work doing effects at Lucasfilm, because these things are so good and exact.
Right.
It can't just be rank amateurs doing it.
Right.
So basically, it's the stories from the novels. They have all the actors in there from the movies.
Yeah.
And you absolutely cannot tell that this is not.
Yeah.
That it isn't them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't filmed like in 1985.
Yeah, it looks like a Star Wars movie from the 80s with Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. Han Solo has a beard.
It's unbelievable. And the thing is, and when they're acting, it's like, it's not kind of like robotic. I mean, it's them
smooth.
acting.
It's smooth.
It's them acting.
The Chinese AI is cheaper and more efficient.
It's like, it's unbelievable. It's so freaking good. Lucasfilm should go to these guys. Okay, we'll buy this from you and we'll put this in the movie theaters, because
they should.
It actually, the Heir to the Empire and something I'm looking at is better than. And I like the Mandalorian that was in the theater, but it's better than the Mandalorian that was in the theater.
It's better than a lot of stuff that they put out there, which is sad. Better than episodes 7 through 9.
That's yeah.
I mean, and they even did some stuff from episode 7 and 9 with Ray as well. They added, there's another short. They do it like with these shorts, you know?
Right.
Sequence so that they can't get sued, right? So they're like sequences. Like you have to go to the page and then watch them in reverse, kind of. Like you got to go back. You got to go to the earliest one and then watch it to the latest one, you know?
Oh, that's funny.
But they also have done 2 things. One is, so it's like continuation and then kind of like, epilogue. So they did. There's one that's I guess it should be like the prologue to Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
So it's kind of like an hour of stuff that should have happened, whatever, with the characters, setting it up, and then they did a epilogue to Return of the Jedi. So it takes place exactly at the end of Jedi, and it shows like Luke going out there and starting to organize the Return of the Jedi.
Sort of like Shadows of the Empire.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Shadows of the Empire. Yeah, that used to be super popular. That book.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's called. Yeah. They adapted the book.
Yeah, they're adapting the novels into
and it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It is.
Wow.
And then they also throw Ahsoka Tano in there with the Luke Skywalker, it looks better than the Mandalorian.
And then what was is
Season
it
three.
Ahsoka, isn't
Ahsoka,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, they have Ahsoka with Luke Skywalker. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
But the Disney cartoon, The Mall, oh my God, man. I was like, I was yelling at my son, come and watch it. And he's kind of past Star Wars now. He's just playing GTA and watching soccer. So he's like, oh, football. So it's
Football.
Oh, he's watching the games.
yeah, he's watching the games. I was like,
Who's he
come back upstairs. Come upstairs. He's like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah,
I'll watch it
I don't like
later.
Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the games.
Yeah.
I've been watching the games.
Who you been following? I've been following Iran.
Well, I have my teams.
Right.
I don't follow those. I have no idea. But whoever wins, that's great. So
Yeah, like living in Canada, because it's a lot of different cultures. So you got the Italian, Portuguese,
You get the
Greek.
Quebecans,
You
all-
get all sorts of people.
Mhm.
You watch it mostly in two ways or three. One, to cheer for a team that you want. So for me, it would be like
Mhm.
Spain, France, any of the African countries, Portugal, all the underdogs. I cheer for the underdogs. So Iran, anyone who
Right.
might beat the big teams, even if it's Spain, I'd be like, hey,
Right.
And then you cheer, and then you could watch it to watch a team fail. In my case,
I was
I'm in
like,
the third
watching
one,
a
which
Yankees game. I already see the
like
Yankees.
Argentina. I hate watch, or I don't watch it, but I hope that they lose.
Right.
So there's certain teams where you're like, man, I hope they lose.
Right.
For a long time in Toronto, all the Southern Europeans always cheered against Italy. Why? Hear me out. Whenever they would win, they'd walk around with the T-shirts saying Italians do it better and bragging and stuff.
Oh God.
So whenever they would lose, we would all be like,
Give me a break.
shame.
Right.
Right? But the
These
one
guys
team
were
I
all
always cheer for is Brazil.
Yeah.
And Brazil, I remember one year I was in Toronto when they won.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most inclusive people, man. Walking down the street is like a hot summer day. I'm with Susie, and this guy walks up to me and goes, "Hey, you Brazilian?" "Nope." "You are today. Come on." So very inclusive. So
Yeah.
it's for the sport sometimes, but sometimes there's a lot of politicking in it. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. When I was in Dakar, I was on a tour bus and they told me don't get out the bus because they don't like Americans. I was like, I'm American, but I'm Hispanic. It's not the same thing. And I was wearing a Brazil jersey.
they're not gonna know you're American.
And then they were like,
Brazilian?
as soon as I got off the bus, like literally, it was a bunch of dudes, like Africans. As soon as I got off the bus, they looked Brazil. They all started cheering.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, because we're talking about football, this ties into what we were talking about earlier, the Devil's Chessboard.
Yes.
Did you hear about that guy from Congo who goes to the games
Mm-hmm.
and he pretends to be a statue of Patrice Lumumba?
Oh
Really?
no, I haven't seen this. No.
Yeah, so he'll stand up, and for the entire game, he stands as a statue, and he dresses up to the T. He's got the glasses. He doesn't look exactly like Patrice Lumumba.
Right, but he's got the swagger.
Yeah, so he was at the game. He made it to Mexico. He was able to make it to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And they cut away when he he covered his mouth and he put a gun to his head. Because we know what happened to Patrice Lumumba. He was murdered by the CIA.
Right.
He's the guy that they basically put in a vat of acid, and his wife only got a tooth back.
Oh, God.
So this morning I saw that his visa was denied to go into the United States.
What a surprise.
Right. The statue.
Yeah. Well, we don't like to be reminded of the shit we did because we killed Patrice Lumumba.
And you know who taught the cartel how to do that, right?
Mafia.
Killing mafia.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it was the IDF. A lot of the cartels from Mexico went to Israel, and they had IDF soldiers going to Mexico, training them on.
We taught the IDF, the
Yes,
mafia.
mafia. Yeah, they're the
That's
mafia.
the old mafia shit from the 1920s and 30s.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And then a lot of the paramilitary guys from World War II.
Yes,
and then of course the big mafia guys was what the Jewish guy, I forget who was,
Meyer Lansky.
So I mean, it's all like a connection there, right?
It's all connected.
And Meyer Lansky gave a lot of money to Israel,
like
so he said, "Hey, let me show you guys how to get rid of some people. Let me send veto and whatever, and they'll teach you guys. That's how it goes along.
It's all.
Oh yeah, Meyer Lansky, Lucky Luciano.
Right.
Yep.
People don't know that FDR got Lucky Luciano to basically clamp down on the heroin that was coming in through the docks during World War II.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My cousin Vincent Gigante. Mm-hmm. Did I tell you that one?
Yeah.
I tell you that
Gigante or Gigante?
Vincent Gigante. Vinny the Chin.
Vinny the Chin.
The guy that was famous for, he was acting like he was crazy. He'd walk around and literally with a bathrobe on, but he wasn't crazy. So, my cousin, I have an older cousin named Phyllis, who's probably 10 years older than me, who I barely remember, but she's still alive. She married his brother. Now, I did not know about this connection until I was in my 20s. I had no idea that there was apparently my father didn't want us to be involved, so he never went. But I have other cousins that did. So Vincent Gigante, whose brother, his other brother is Father Gigante, who built all the housing in the South Bronx, who I had I didn't know I was related to when I was in college in Bronx community. So I'm related to a big mafia guy who apparently was involved with the assassination of Kennedy.
That's why I call him Tommy Toontoon.
Yeah. So I just think it's funny. That's all. It's just it's just another funny thing. Another weird thing of my life, like going to classes with David Berkowitz.
Yeah.
Tommy Toon on the streets because he would sing to the cops like a canary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a part of American culture that's kind of talked about but not talked about. You know what I mean? Like we get The Godfather. It seems kind of exotic, but so I'm reading two books at the same time now, right? So I'm reading The Devil's Chessboard, but I'm reading The Men of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
great book. Men of Tomorrow deals with Jack Kirby, Bob Kane, that whole early era. It's all about the mob involvement in the comic book industry.
Oh, big time.
Which is wild,
I have to read that one.
They were also, Marvel was also connected with those adult magazines,
So there must be a lot about
on the same building, different floor.
Yes.
Must be a lot about Jack Leibowitz in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Men's Adventure and all that
Who
stuff.
I interviewed for Variety, and he was a scary guy even in his 80s.
Those cheesecake books and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he was, if I remember correctly, he was the accountant.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was the other guy who starts with a D. See, bad with names. He actually was the guy who would go around doing all the sales pitches.
Right.
And Leibowitz would have to deal with all the messes that he would leave behind.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Donenfeld.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Fascinating history, though.
Oh yeah. But so there's always a mob, and then in the 70s it was the because Kinney, which was originally a car park, other dry cleaning. They're the ones that bought DC Comics, and then they bought Warner's. They were like mob controlled, and then later in the 70s there was that famous thing in the Westchester dinner theater thing, which was supposedly a whole mob laundering thing, which one of the employees, who was the nephew of Leibowitz, was involved with, and he was like indicted. So there was a whole mob thing
connection.
Yeah. And it's
Rainbow
wild. It's
connection to the mafia.
oh man, I mean, like, I hate to say this, and I remember I had to do a speech in grade school, in high school, and my speech was about how the drug trade is just another extension of capitalism.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's just like, oh, but it's not a nice type of trade. No, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if everything has a price, then
Right.
where does it end? Where does it begin?
And the thing is, like a lot of these Hollywood stars back in the day, like Marilyn Monroe and stuff, they were like the Hollywood whores. They weren't just celebrities, but they were being introduced to like these big executives and with the expectation of sleeping with them. It was the mob that Giancana that introduced her to Kennedy, and Kennedy was sleeping with Giancana's girl and Marilyn.
Kennedy's father.
They were sharing women, and Kennedy's
father was
a
a bootlegger. He made all his money bootlegging booze from Canada.
Right.
And then later he in the 30s he or whatever at the same time, I guess he put that money into RKO Pictures. The K in RKO means Kennedy.
Right.
And he was fucking, Gloria Swanson, the actress, on the side. That was his guma. So yeah, I mean, it's like there's a whole like thing, a whole thread running through all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. FDR.
Oh,
His grandfather Delano was opium.
Oh, there you go. Look at
there
that.
you go.
Old money.
The Astor family opium.
Yeah.
I have to say, unless you happen to be extremely talented and really lucky, or someone knows you, very few fortunes were made from,
Exactly.
normal, if you want to say normal legal means. They're usually ill-gotten gains.
Right, of course. It's
Exactly.
either you're pillaging, stealing, or like invading a country and stealing their silver, gold, and oil, like we did with Venezuela and Cuba.
This goes back 5,000 years to the Egyptians, right?
Yeah, it's just based back to conquest. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yep.
So I mean, this is no different. History. If you know a little history, which is obviously why our government, no one in the United States government now ever took any history classes in school.
Yeah. They never learned about Hitler on ice or Jews in space or any of those history of the world part 1 stories.
They never watched any of that stuff. They never watched any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Had they watched it, we wouldn't have had these problems.
Right, exactly.
Well, that would mean they have a good sense of humor.
Well, they have no sense of humor.
Right.
They have none, and I think that's what makes them evil.
Well, the thing that's funny is that they have no sense of humor, but everything they're doing is
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the what is it? I was just looking at the pictures of Trump's great American state fair in Washington D.C. There's nobody is there.
Yeah.
There's like 5 people walking around, and he has his fake Arch of Triumph in the front of it,
Right.
made out of balsa wood or something.
Right.
It's like this is like the height of insanity.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But it's like, but definitely when was it 2008 or something when CERN had that big thing in Switzerland.
Yeah.
We got thrown into a different dimension or something.
Oh, for sure. And they had that whole ritual presentation with the people with the horns and the animal skins. And the portal. I don't know if you've seen that. We should play that. It's on YouTube.
We're definitely in some kind of alternate reality. It's just like
for sure.
It's
We're in another dimension.
Yeah. It's just
another dimension.
It's
I just think it's always been this crazy. I just think we just get to see ourselves as this crazy animals that we are, and we're like, this can't be the way everything ran. My feeling is it's always run this way. We just get to see it now.
We notice it now because we're older. They say when you're young.
Well, think of the mass communications, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like before you had newspapers. I think we're just crazy.
Right. Isn't it nuts?
The species were insane.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
got this crazy thing called money.
Right. Before that, it was like notches on wood. Oh,
right,
yeah.
exactly.
This is my wealth is based on notches on the branch.
Which is nuts.
God. Then it was salt, right? Like, like you're worth your salt. You're getting your wages based on the weight of grams of salt. Jesus.
Well, I'll give you a little tidbit.
Yeah.
The word credit
Credo
comes
right?
from the Latin word credo,
Yeah.
belief.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need to know.
That's
Money
right.
is about belief.
Right.
It's not about the actual crap. That's
Right.
the currency. It's about belief. And that's why I see we're fucking insane as a species, So you get the atheist stress, oh, there's no God, but dude, you're participating in money, which is
Right.
believing that these tickets have something to it. You're getting stuff for it.
Right.
But it's insane.
Same thing with the cryptocurrency. It's like,
oh, that's even more crazy.
Yeah, it's like you're putting your money in an invisible vault and
it's math.
You can't get it back. It's like
it's all money is literally an IOU.
Yeah, that's all it's
math. It's
a mass agreement. Like, yes,
it's mass agreement.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it comes from religion, the whole idea of cosmic debts and cosmic accountants.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you screwed up here. Hold on a second. We got to move you over to this side.
We need to buy an island and just live on
but
it.
The banker is that guy with the white beard, who's the banker of the universe, right?
Yeah, he's just slotting. And actually, the Egyptians, when you died, you went and they had a scale.
That's correct.
If you did too bad, but you didn't even get hell. Hell sounds nicer than what they had. You had this thing that ate you, and you no longer existed. It ate you out of existence.
Right.
I'm sorry to tell you, but that's kind of scary.
Actually, it's happening in real life now. So
that's where the term he wants his pound of flesh. It's kind of comes from
pound
that.
of flesh. Yesterday, I went because I switched pharmacies for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, I was in a private, just a neighborhood pharmacy. So I switched to the CVS, and so I picked up some medication, and it's like, oh, copay $12. I said, what? Oh, well, you got more than 30 days. I said, my former one, I never paid any copays, so I just looked it up. Well, our wonderful system, I never realized this because I never really.
So Bernie tried to warn us.
It basically is like all the different pharmacies or whatever, they all negotiate different prices, blah, 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 blah. So the big chains, what a surprise, you're paying, but if you go to like a local little pharmacy, probably you're not going to be paying the copay or less of a copay.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's like a degree. So it's like basically you're rolling the dice wherever you're getting your medication from, whether you're
what you're going to pay
a copay or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid $12, but normally I didn't pay anything. So I was like kind of pissed. I said, well, so then another customer said, go over to such and such pharmacy here in town. And I said, oh, okay. So this week I'm going to switch everything to that pharmacy.
Yeah.
But this is America. It's the greatest country on earth.
Yeah.
It's the greatest country on earth.
It's funny that he says that because when my other roommate was living downstairs, he had a skin cream for a condition he had, similar to eczema. It wasn't quite eczema. And that cost him, I think, $500 for a little bottle like this. And I said, give me the name of it from his prescription. And then I wrote it down and I went to my MD and I was like, I have the skin problem with the eczema sometimes and my skin is dry. Can you just fill these out for me? And then they filled it out. You know how much I paid? $12 for 2 bottles. He was paying $500 for each bottle. And mind you, those bottles are gone in a month. So it just
question. And maybe this is my horrible.
And it's lotion, basically. You're paying $500 for fucking lotion.
Yeah.
Here's my horrible thinking.
Go ahead.
Please forgive me for it.
But did
that's all right.
Did you sell it to him for $400?
No. I should have.
You could have done that.
I could have, but I didn't. I'm an honest person. I said, give me 12 bucks.
So when I looked at
In retrospect, I should have, because he
so
stiffed me for $4,000.
when I looked all this stuff up on the internet yesterday, because we went to the convention, so we stopped at, he was getting a massage or whatever. So I was just looking at. So they had a whole listing of different meds, how much you pay at different places. So there's one. It's what I take atorstatin, the statin drug. So if you get the generic, like 30-day supply at Walmart is $8. If you got the same exact thing at Walgreens, it was $242.
Yeah, it's nuts. Bernie was right.
Oh,
Medicare for all.
Well, we almost had Medicare for all
What was that?
under Truman.
yes,
Oh.
yes.
Know why we didn't get it? They should go to everyone that says, no, it's not race, it's class, it's both, in my view.
I know
Why?
the answer, but go ahead.
Yeah.
We didn't get it because the Dixiecrats said, hey, man, does this mean we have to desegregate the hospitals? Maybe? Yeah, we don't want it.
Right.
It's because of racism.
That was one of the factors. The other one was the AMA was against it at the time.
Right.
Now they've reversed their opinion. Oh wait, that was a mistake. Now
We
they
don't
reversed.
want blacks to get the same thing that whites get.
70 years later.
That's absolutely true. It was the Dixiecrats and Republicans, whatever, in Congress.
Yeah.
Because going back like another couple of years earlier, there's a little known speech that FDR gave before the end of the war, before he died, which basically it was like the
military industrial complex.
No.
That's like
FDR, sorry.
The speech was the new Bill of Rights for citizens. And what it was free education, free college, healthcare, free for all.
Yep.
And then it was like one other thing or whatever. So basically, the what you're getting in Europe, the free healthcare, we had set it up.
I know.
Couldn't get it here, but with the Marshall Plan, they brought it to Europe. They gave it to England. They gave it to Europe, to France, whatever, and we didn't get it. Oh, you guys got it. We didn't get it.
Yeah, because Truman wanted to show. Actually, I think England's was before France's. But they wanted to show, at least in Germany, that it worked. So
Right.
they introduced it to Germany and Japan. France followed suit right after because they thought it was a great idea.
Right.
America.
Yeah, I think
kind of had it, but it was fascist. So
right.
But yeah.
Just like,
It's communism. It's communism.
just like Italy with the 2 months off, no matter what job you have, right? You get 2 months vacation.
Listen,
That's
Russia-
France too. Yeah.
Russia,
France.
China, you have free healthcare.
Mhm.
Russia, China, our enemies, but we don't have it.
When I was
I remember I was doing a language exchange, and there was this one guy that would always show up. I had nicknamed him Juan the Fascist. That was actually his name, Juan, not fascist. But and one day we got into this heated debate, and he was talking about, the problem with the West is all these liberal men and all this bullshit. So my mischievous side, because I have my mischievous side, you've seen me be a bit of a dick, and I look at him, I go, so Juan, how do you feel about your free healthcare, like your universal healthcare? It's like, well, I think it's great. And I look at him, I go, well, why are you a fucking communist?
right.
And he was a die of the hard Frankos before. He's like, oh,
Right,
I
exactly.
said,
Adam,
that's what an American would tell you for liking, free healthcare, at least the right wing American.
well,
Right,
all
right.
the MAGA people is like, well, if you don't like communism, then why are you taking the Social Security checks?
Right, exactly.
Right, exactly.
Especially
You
welfare for the rich too. They're taking all our
Oh.
tax dollars for
That's-
everything.
That's,
They're not even taking the tax dollars. They got the printing press, dude.
Right.
They're like, ching, okay, I need some more money. Yeah, all right, I'll print up some more for you. Here you go, buddy.
But
And then,
now, go ahead.
well, I was going to say, with zero
It's
interest.
not even hidden now.
Zero
Right now, everything's right up in the open. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to give $14 million to my buddy in Mar-a-Lago fix the pool there.
Yeah. I was just reading in that book, The Devil's Chessboard, and I just burst out laughing. Do you remember the checkers speech we all
Yes.
learned about Nixon?
Nixon,
Yes.
yeah.
Apparently, it turned out that when he was running for office in California,
Mhm.
his rival pointed out that he had a slush fund from donors with
Right.
$100,000 in it, and he had to come out with checkers and all this crap to justify that's not true. I'm not a crook.
Oliver Stone did a good movie on Nixon with Anthony Hopkins, even though I didn't think Anthony Hopkins really looked like Nixon,
Right.
but he did a
Right.
good job, you know. He should have got Rich Little to do it.
That's true. I would have been more.
Oh man, yeah.
One of the best scenes in that movie is though when he's like talking to like the portraits of the presidents.
Yes.
That was a good movie. Yes.
I have to check that out, Nixon.
Yeah.
There's another part in that book. They talk about this Romanian industrialist
Mm.
who apparently the CIA said they called him the shapeshifter. So in Romania, right, when the Nazis came in, dealt with them. Then when they got kicked out and the communists came in, he was the only guy to still keep his private property.
Wow.
So he was completely malleable. Eventually, he took off, went to the States, and he tried to get his permanent residence visa. And he was very tight with Nixon. And he was like, yeah, you're having a hard time getting that. Oh, don't worry. So Nixon and his aides come up with this solution, which was they told California, the government of California, that he was going to open up a factory. I don't know. I don't remember for what. You'll eventually read it. And they're like, oh, okay. So he got his visa that way. Company never existed, never even came to fruition. This is kind of shit they've been doing the whole time. But as you said, Tom, now it's like literally in our face. We're seeing it. They're telling us.
Because they don't care.
They don't care. Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. Reagan did the same thing for Murdoch.
Mhm.
That's right.
He did the same thing for Murdoch. Murdoch was an Australian citizen, right?
Mhm.
So he got immediate like American citizenship, so he could go buy TV stations.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
Fox was born.
and Trump.
Well, he was actually in the Democratic he was actually in the Democratic camp first.
Mhm.
But in order for him, I think it was to
It's
buy 20th Century Fox, he had to be an American citizen.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Democrats said, we're not doing that for you. The Republicans like, hey, man, come on over, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Democrats were stupid because then he would have been pushing the Democrat stuff.
Right. And he was union and then became anti-union. Isn't
Right.
that crazy?
And that's because he just went, whoever greased his palm, he would have, if the Democrats said yes, we would have had Democratic
presidents forever.
last like 30 years.
But the thing is, he did give a little bit pushback to his credit against George Bush, things that George Bush wanted to implement. And then he got shot, and then there was no more pushback. So it's like
Murdoch?
No, I'm talking about Reagan.
Reagan.
Oh, Reagan. Yeah, Reagan.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know the video games? You know when you get to play like Ryu and he's got like brown hair and then you can switch to a different color and
Right.
it's like blonde?
Right.
Yeah, that's like Reagan and Trump.
Yeah, because Trump
It's
is
almost the same character, except just a different hair color change.
yeah.
Except Reagan is not as crazy as Trump, and
No.
even when Reagan had dementia, it's not as crazy. The problem is now is that we've got a guy. I was just like in the shower before coming up here. I was thinking, yeah, so we've got a guy. Not only is he crazy, but now he's got dementia. So this is like double like insanity.
And I wonder if it comes from syphilis or something,
Probably.
because
Right.
God only knows, but it doesn't matter. It's just
it's not.
And we
Yeah,
have
that child eating disease. What do they call it? Kuru.
Is that supposedly what Ellen DeGeneres has or something?
Yeah, and then also the chick who was singing the Titanic song.
Oh, but I used to call
Celine
it.
Dion?
Yeah, Celine Dion. Apparently, that was what she.
I used to call it Ellen DeGenerate.
Yeah.
I heard that a lot. Yeah,
Have you heard that one?
yeah, I heard that one. Ellen DeGeneres.
You mean I wasn't in first?
Yeah, I never really got the whole attraction to her. I mean, I just thought it was just me because I thought that she just seemed annoyingly fake.
Right.
And it turned out to be true because I think she was cussing out some of her employees or something, and some celebrity had noticed it and then talked about it in public that she was not the nice person that she
Right.
lets herself on to be. So
Exactly. But,
yeah,
there's just like like the last couple of days, and I just want to mention to people out there that the podcast, aside from this one, you guys should watch and subscribe on Substack, is Malcolm Nance, Black Man Spy, and you should watch it. I watch it every day.
Right.
He
Nance, not Nance, right?
Nance, Nance.
Okay.
Nan. Okay, Nance. All right.
And he's been on TV. He used to be a correspondent on MSNBC. He, for the last 40 some odd years, he was in the Navy, naval intelligence, did stuff for the CIA. He, basically has been in the Middle East, living whatever, for the last 40 years. He knows everything. So all the stuff that's been going on, he predicted this shit like 3 months ago.
Right.
And it's just amazing the stuff that he's talking about.
Right.
And so he knows all the bullshit that, because he knows, he's completely immersed in the culture. I mean, he converted to Islam. He speaks all the different dialects of different languages there, and and it's just like the information coming through. But basically, Trump and his dementia, and then of course with Israel, he keeps sabotaging this peace deal. So now all of a sudden, it's like, the Iranians, they fire a warning shot at some ship. They broke windows. That was it. So what do? We send like $10 million worth of missiles to blow up another radar station. But the thing is, he was on another podcast and they said, well, what are they going to do? This? He goes, well, I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do. We're going to blow up a radar installation at Karsh Island. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's the same exact thing.
Wow.
Yeah, because all the Iranians are going to do is they're just going to throw up a little, low-tech radar thing. They'll just throw it up there because they know, the Americans will go and blow this up. We'll just put this up. And so, I mean, the Iranians have it. But in other words, instead of going ahead and just getting this deal done, he keeps sabotaging it. And then now they're doing they're trying to do the peace deal with Lebanon. But
good luck.
Now,
it's like
Tiffany's husband, his other daughter.
Which one? I think we're alone now, Tiffany, or different Tiffany?
Tiffany Trump.
Oh, Tiffany.
The daughter of. Okay. The only one that he married was not from overseas.
Oh, right.
So her husband.
The first wife. Is that the first wife's kid?
No, this is the second wife.
The second wife.
Marla Maples.
Right.
Marla Maples, yeah.
So her husband is some rich Lebanese guy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to do deal. So what Malcolm says, what they're gonna try to do is he's in on this. And again, it's another guy that Trump has in on negotiations who's not part of the government.
Mm-hmm.
It's another son-in-law, like Kushner. And he's gonna try to get something where we'll go and rebuild Lebanon and we'll make that into like beach resorts too, like Gaza. Where everything is a friggin' deal.
Yeah,
making deals. We're even selling.
A deal.
We're selling land that's bombed out, radiated, polluted. There's dead bodies underneath the surface.
Before they used to do it behind closed doors, so you would have Dulles go do shit, representing his clients, like the Congo.
I was about to say Congo. Yeah,
was mining. He was one of his clients was a mining mogul. That's part of the reason they knocked off Patrice Lumumba, along with other things. In Guatemala, it was United Fruit. It's always been about the money. Now it's just kind of tacky. It's just
Hawaii.
It's resorts.
Apple wars, right? Then you had the banana wars, and
we almost had the guano war.
Guano
war, yeah.
Guano, really?
What happened was a lot of Europeans didn't know that you could replenish the soil with fertilizer. Like they kind of knew, but they didn't.
Mhm.
So they discovered that the Native Americans in South and Central America would use bird droppings
Right.
to replenish like a fertilizer.
Mhm.
And there's this one particular island in by Latin America, which is just made of bird poop.
Mm.
So we would go and mine this shit, like literally mine this shit. And that was used, and we almost had a war. I think it was with the UK over it because there was a crunch. And then there was a guy who came up with the for IG Faber. He came up with the mustard gas or whatever it was, and a component of it can be used for fertilizer.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
it became a chemical thing, and that kind of
Fertilizer, orange juice, those are all components.
but that was a thing. They actually had like Chinese people that they would have as chattel, take them over there and have them. And you're dealing like with the smell of crap.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah.
Jamaica, they did like mining. In Jamaica, they did a lot of guano mining. If you read Dr. No,
Mhm.
a Bond novel, which goes Fleming lived in Jamaica,
Or
that's
nurses.
why Dr. No has all these Chinese workers there.
Yeah.
Because his front is a guano mining operation, but that's where his headquarters is.
Mm.
So that's why Dr. No is like half Chinese, and he's got all the Chinese workers there.
Right.
That's the front for his thing. So there you go.
Meanwhile, it would have been some Texan guy.
Meanwhile, he's a Texan guy.
Get out there and work, boy.
Well, boy. Oh God.
Which is
That's
actually
what's true.
something I recently discovered because I finished reading another book called Confronting Black Jacobins by Gerald Horne.
Mm.
And here's the thing. The United States recognized Haiti in 1862. Why? The Confederacy had a plan to start taking, they want to launch an invasion from Cuba, take Haiti, and take the Dominican Republic. It's like you're going back to the 1830s. So the North was like, screw that shit. Yeah, hey, Haiti, you're a nation now. And that's how they did it, to cut off the Confederacy from going further south.
Yeah, because I think what it
Wow.
was, I think it was even after the war. I think the Confederacy wanted to reestablish slavery, or these Confederates want to reestablish slavery down there or something.
Well, and they want to reestablish in Haiti, but Cuba had it to like 1886.
Right.
So it was just like, it was heaven for them.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of the Confederates went down to Brazil and Argentina too.
Yes. When slavery stopped here in America, they went abroad. Yeah.
They went to Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I read recently that there's a town or something with the area in Brazil where it's the descendants of the Confederates are there, and they still have like a Confederate flag and stuff like that.
And then
Yeah.
too.
I was reading Corto Maltese book, and one of them is when he goes to Argentina. It's usually like each book is like a different country he goes to, and he was in it. He has to deal with the American mafia down there, who are all former Confederates
Mm.
or
Huh.
descendants of Confederates. And I'm reading this going, you mean it wasn't just the Nazis?
Right. Well, they were inspired by the
Well,
Confederacy.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah, there you go. So
Mhm.
it gets to be a smaller and smaller circle as you delve into the history of this stuff.
And you look at some of the settlers in the West Banks, they were in hoods too, you know. Some of them are riding horses too. So it's like history repeats itself, but in reverse,
Well, I'm just listening to
you know.
NPR before I came up here.
Yeah.
Um,
I showered too.
on the
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
There you go. Go ahead.
Oh, that's why you knocked out the thing. Okay, gotcha.
You got it.
So-
All right, go ahead. Sorry, you were listening to NPR.
and you can of course get it online on the media NPR. It's a very good show.
Mhm. Yeah, I used to, when I lived in New York, I used to listen to NPR all the time.
Okay, so on the media-
WNYC.
yeah. So so the episode today we're talking about the KKK and the 20s, and so in like 1926, 6% of the American population were members of the KKK.
I could see that. Yeah.
6%. as
It's the landowners.
well, not just the landowners.
Well, I mean, the former landowners probably like 1% of it, and then the other their
And
cronies.
then just the regulars, like, well, like the MAGA people, they're kind of like the MAGA. So that's kind of scary.
Yeah,
So really,
you said 6%.
6%
Okay.
population. So at the time we were like 100 million. So that's like, I don't know, like 6 million people or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So
In a specific area too.
across the country.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, this is across the country.
Wow.
Yeah, listen to the episode today. Today's episode.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of I'm gonna listen to it again because I was not paying attention to the whole thing. But yeah, I would listen to it because it's very interesting. There's kind of just talking about the resurgence of the KKK and all that stuff. And I guess at some point Calvin Coolidge was trying to like slow them down or something. But ultimately in the 20s they did kind of like falter out. But yeah,
because Reconstruction failed. So once the Union Army left, they went like wild.
Right.
And yeah, that's why I was thinking more of the South because of Reconstruction.
Well, it started in the South, but then the early teens, after Birth of the Nation.
Yeah, that's like the second wind. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks to Birth of the Nation.
Right. Exactly.
And Wilson.
Wilson, the racist president, which is always funny to talk about. And he was like, the guy that, before him, the federal government was integrated.
Mm-hmm.
And once he came in, he kind of like did a Trump, basically.
Yep.
He basically did a Trump.
Yep.
Before him, it was like, and then because before him was Theodore Roosevelt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he did a Trump. It's like history repeating itself. He did a Trump, and segregated everything, kicked out people, whatever.
Yeah, well, that started the segregation of the federal government,
right,
and the whole redlining,
right,
and that era. There's a book called The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein. Great book on that. Talks about, unfortunately, FDR was in Wilson's cabinet, and he was in charge of segregating the U.S. government, which is
right, But so that's why it's kind of funny, like Wilson was great. He was, started, the League of Nations, and he was like, focused on world affairs. So and I'm thinking about the movie that came out in the 50s, Wilson, which was a virus.
Right.
They left all this other shit out, didn't they?
Oh yeah. He was a dying-the-wool hardcore racist.
Right. So
actually, around the same time, you had statistics that were being used to deny Black Americans life insurance.
Right.
So, and that's when the black-on-black crime stats started coming out, which were all cooked. But it was a guy from Prudential. He was a German immigrant.
Right.
He married a Southern woman who happened to be the daughter of a Confederate soldier.
Oh, really?
And he came up with this whole, oh yes, they're prone to violence. But of course, at the time, what was happening, a lot of Black Americans who were moving up to places like Chicago, New York, didn't really have like skills in industry. And that was causing a lot of friction because, the kind of jobs you're looking for in Chicago, New York are more industry based. You're coming from a rural area. So that would lead to problems. And of course, then they started to lump in Black families who had already been living there for the better part of a couple centuries. And they just started saying, well, you Black people are this, but I'm a doctor. I'm a this. These guys are just coming up from the South.
Right.
And it's very interesting because what's left out of the picture is this whole class structure within the Black American community, which is completely, And then what we have today is, even if I lived in New York my entire life, I only lived there for 10 years, but some guy will bring up to me, well, what about the black-on-black crime in Chicago? The fuck do I know? I don't live in Chicago, right? So there's a really good book on that one too. It's actually the grandson, and this is pretty wild, Elijah Muhammad's grandson teaches at Harvard. Khalil Muhammad. He has a book called The Condemnation of Blackness. And it's fantastic. It talks all about that era, about the demonization. And they were showing like the immigrant groups that were coming in from Europe had higher rates of crime, but it was just easier. And on top of this, a lot of the reasons that the mafia and a lot of the criminal syndicates ended up in the black neighborhoods was because they were policing the white neighborhoods. So they're like, we don't want to be around this shit. Hey, let's go here.
Also, the other thing was that, and if you watched Boardwalk Empire, whatever, and something which I have familiarity, the numbers game. The numbers game was, you know what the numbers were?
Yeah, I know the numbers. Yeah, like betting, right?
Yeah. Well, before it was the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Because my father used to run numbers.
Okay.
And so that was a big thing, big money maker in the black and poor communities.
Yeah.
So the mafia was heavy duty. That was like across the country. That was a main source of their income. And for those who don't know what the numbers were, before we had lottery, and the lottery basically killed the numbers.
Watch Malcolm X.
Watch Malcolm X. Yes. So what it was, and I still don't remember exactly how it worked, but it had something to do with you got the numbers by looking at whatever horses came in first, second, or third, or something in the races, and that was the number for the day. You know,
the Marx Brothers had a whole thing on that. A day in the races. Yeah, I love that.
So that's what it was. My father. Okay, so my father, he worked in the garment business, right? But he, on the side, he did the numbers. He made extra money. We never no money because he made extra money in the numbers and in booking horses too. You know, so and he used to have the. I wish I drew everything out, but he used to have all his pads with the numbers and whoever.
You could have played those numbers in the New York Lotto.
Right. We could have. We had little notepads, and so it had the numbers and it had like initials for whatever person gave him the money. So it was like, put like 50 cents on 351 or whatever. And he would bring it in to, it was like a little storefront by Alton Avenue. And that was like a social club, but in the back was like, a mob.
That was a big thing in New York too, social clubs. My uncle had like 2 social clubs.
Right, exactly. That's what all the mob. So in the back, it was they played cards, whatever. But then they ran the numbers, and then they did the horse betting. So my father was friends with the guy that I'm not going to mention his name, but.
Because he's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it.
90-year-olds.
You're gonna get the cement shoes.
Oh, no, he's not, no, but his son is an attorney, and actually his son is a manager for boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember we always used, on his son's birthday was 4th of July, so there was a huge 4th of July party at this guy's house, and his garage was literally stacked from the back to the front with fireworks. And
off the truck,
and so by the
which is illegal in New York, by the way, for those who might not know.
I'm talking about from top to ceiling.
Wow.
And all that stuff got exploded that night.
Wow.
We just went and
went through it.
I mean, but anyhow, but the guy, I mean, he was a really nice guy, and I knew him and his brother, whatever. I mean, they were good, but just don't fuck them. But but they're good people. They were good people. I mean, get along, as long as you don't like, steal from them or whatever.
That's perfectly normal. Like,
like there were like gunshots while the fireworks were going off, and then the lake raised by centimeters.
It was hysterical. It was hysterical because this is like somewhere like by Pelham Bay, right? It's all the private houses of Pelham Bay. You remember, right?
Yeah, this is my grandmother used to live.
Yeah. So I remember so I was about 10. So I was like. They had, the big bottle, the big rockets, not the little bottle, like big ass fucking rockets, about this big, right?
Yeah, the giant ones.
So
It's like $100.
yeah. So I mean, it was thousands of dollars worth of fireworks in the garage.
Yeah.
So I went, I lit off one, right? Go, let me go fire one. So I fired it. It went up, and then it dipped down. The neighbor across the street on his porch, he had it on, hit the on, set it on fire. Right? Let me go put it on. But nothing ever happened. I mean, they never got mad or anything. You're not going to get mad at Joe. Right. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just set fire. It's all right. Don't worry.
Right.
And then he said, I think we're going to let you not fire these off anymore tonight. I said, that's fine. That's fine. He said, don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't get upset.
I want to mention something. A lot of the stuff you were talking about reminded me of this book that I read years ago called Hidden Secrets. And it's basically about all the spy shit that's going on. Complete history of espionage and the technology used to support it. Very good book. It's like one of those picture books that shows you not just the history, but it actually shows you the devices that were used and they explain how each of the devices were used. So it's a pretty good.
It's a not so hidden secret.
Right. Well, now, yeah, this is like declassified stuff,
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the Spy Museum in Washington, D.C.?
No. I used to go to the Spy store that used to be in Canal Street back in the day.
The Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. is great.
But they also have the bombings in Africa, things like that,
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of stuff,
The best is that they try to kill freaking Castro like 500 or 600 times.
Yeah, right.
He was like the road runner, man.
Yes, exactly.
They could never catch him.
Back to Marilyn Monroe, FBI declassified files. If you go to FBI.gov, the morning that she was supposed to, had she lived, she was supposed to do a press conference, not just exposing her relationship with Kennedy, but also exposing that the United States tried to kill Castro, and that was the poison pen. And then she was also, this is in the FBI documents, right? She was talking about the reason why Kennedy wanted to make peace with Russia was because Russia had a downed alien ship and they wanted to share the technology. Now, outside.
Do you think he was just saying that, just like, hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
They got a spaceship.
He has a story about Jackie Gleason and Nixon. Why don't you tell that story?
Well, before that.
Oh, is that about the UFO?
Yes.
He knows it.
I know. Okay. Before that, also, there's a letter apparently that a month or so before Kennedy died, he wrote to Khrushchev saying, it's kind of silly that we're both spending billions of dollars going to the moon separately. Why don't we just join forces? We have the same German scientists and go to the moon together.
Yeah.
That would piss off the military-industrial complex.
Oh, the Dulles brothers. Well, Foster
yeah.
Dulles was dead by then, but yeah.
So Jackie Gleason. Okay.
Yeah. Swallow first.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Daddy.
I want you to choke and die on cake. Like, look,
right.
he died. His last words were
right on line.
Jackie Gleason.
Do you have?
Because I did hear that Jackie Gleason said something about aliens.
Okay, let me tell you the story. It was literally, I got it firsthand from almost Jackie Gleason's himself, because I was friends with the actor Jason Miller. Are you familiar with him from The Exorcist?
Exorcist?
Yes.
Which movie?
The Exorcist, the first movie.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is.
He's the one that he got the Academy Award nomination. He won Tony. Very famous actor. He was the young priest.
Okay.
I was friends with him because I did a couple of movies with him in the 90s. And we did a movie called Murdered Innocence, which is on YouTube.
Okay.
And we shot it in my friend Fred, the Carpenter director. We shot it in Long Island, Hofstra University. So we stayed. Actually, when we were shooting it, we stayed at Hofstra because it was during the summer. They had a film program. They had a studio there that we used.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed at the dorms. So I used to go because Jason liked to hit the bottle. So I would be like kind of his like a watcher. So I'd go with him to do a bar right next to the university called Bogies. So I would go there every night. We'd have drinks, food, whatever. So and of course everyone would come over because they recognized him. Oh, you're the guy, the Exorcist, yeah. So we'd sit there, whatever. So so one night we left there. I don't know, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I don't know, because you have to get up early to shoot. We were walking back to the campus, to the dorms. We were walking through the football field, and it was lit at night. We decided, we both kind of a little, woozy. So let's go sit down. I was sitting. I goes, did I tell you the story about my father-in-law, Jackie Gleason? His father-in-law was Jackie Gleason because he was married to Jackie's daughter.
Interesting.
So Jason Patrick, the actor, is his son. That is Jackie Gleason's grandson.
Did not know that. Wow.
Jason Patrick is his son. That is Jackie Gleason's grandson.
Wow.
So he told me the whole story. He goes, so Gleason was friends with Nixon. They were out in San Clemente, California. It was the White House. They were both getting wasted, right? Him and Nixon. But Nixon said, hey, want to see something interesting? So Nevada is not that far away from California, especially you're the president of the United States. You can just call for a jet and it'll get you there like in a half hour. So come on, I want to show you something. They got on the jet or whatever. They went to wherever, I don't know if it was Area 51, wherever the hell it is. And Nixon brings them super secret underground thing or whatever the hell it is, complex. And they show him the fucking alien bodies that are frozen in, whatever thing. So after that, Gleason couldn't sleep for months.
That's when it stopped being funny. He started drinking more.
Right.
You know what?
Boy.
He could, and Gleason had because he was a big UFO guy.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And he had something like 5,000 books or something. And he had that house in Westchester that was shaped like a UFO, which is still around.
Right.
So that was the story. Now the other part of the story is that he told his wife the story, and he told her, never say anything about this because this is super fucking secret, right?
The whole neighborhood knew by the end.
So I don't know how long afterwards, but she went and blew it. He immediately divorced her. After
wow.
Because he said, don't fucking say anything. He divorced her.
He's like, I don't want to get killed.
No.
But
go ahead.
He told. I said, "Wow." I said, "It's pretty wild," And I remembered. I said, "Okay," I said, "It sounds okay." It's kind of but then, of course, since then, I heard the story around. I said, "Oh, well, then." Basically, came from the horse's mouth, so it's got to be real. So now it's in the new Spielberg movie, and Spielberg did a lot of research. People that verified a lot of this stuff, and from the government too, that he's got. So yeah, so. Probably fucking true.
Right. Well, here's my thing, because it's Nixon, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if he just had some maquette frozen where he's like, this is what we fucking do to fuck with people. Hey, man, come with me. Because it's Nixon. I'm just kidding.
You never know. You
never know. Because
misinformation is part of information.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But that to me is, and they sit around laughing, going, hey, Henry, yeah, did I tell you about the time I punked? Some of those tapes.
I played fucking shit.
Yeah.
So they could do it, do a whole thing. It's not exclusive. Ralph Cramden.
Ralph Cramden. Yeah.
Ralph Cramden and the aliens.
And Ed Norton, Richard Nixon.
There's a whole comic there.
They always do these movies on Nixon and Elvis. They should do Nixon and Gleason, right?
Oh man, those those have you ever heard any of those audio tapes of Nixon?
Oh yes.
Like where he records? Oh, those are hysterical. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey Henry," he's like, "Yeah, have you been down to that that club down there in California? Was Bohemian Grove? That's the gayest shit I've ever seen." Actually, I think he said the most homo thing I've ever seen. I was in stitches because the last thing he pictures Nixon's voice saying half that shit. You're like, wow, you know.
There was
So
a show, and I'll talk about this book next week because I haven't read it yet, but I've had this book. There was a play on Nixon based on a novel, as if like a what if he had actually beat the Watergate scandal. And
oh man,
and Rich Little reprised his role as Nixon off Broadway.
oh that's awesome. That's
He signed our
awesome.
books too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he signed our books as well.
Oh man,
A friend of mine that was an actor in the play had announced it, that he was on this play about Nixon. I was like, oh, I'm going to go see it. And it was really good.
oh man.
Yeah, she got to meet all the actors at the end and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
See, this way we could all, not get arrested because, now if you got your Trump land, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. That a serious thing.
Yeah.
So we know about the. I don't. You didn't talk about the trial.
We talked about the zines, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that's on the media broadcast today that you should listen to.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go into the whole it basically is a Stalinist trial.
Mm-hmm.
The Stalinist Soviet show trial.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 or 4 people, the people that they arrested at an ICE demonstration last year, and unfortunately there was a cop that got shot, that one of these people that was organizing it had a gun and whatever, shot the cop. But they put everybody as
even peripheral people that never even met him in jail.
Well, exactly.
And the guy that did the zines, the comic zines or whatever, he wasn't even there, but they found that they had his books there, so they put him in as a conspirator. He got whatever, and he got 50 years.
Yeah,
that's nuts. I'd be in Canada.
Well,
I go to Canada or Mexico, and then from there,
well, it's
go to the USSR.
It's like the 1960s and 70s all over again. I mean, Leonard Peltier, who just got out.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, they released him finally.
Oh, they released him. He was released.
He was on house arrest, though, right?
Yeah, but at least he's out of prison. Actually, no, I've seen him walking around talking to people.
Right.
They just didn't pardon him for the crime, but I think they just said, you can go home now because we know you're sick. But he didn't do anything. Actually, the judge literally said, someone's got to pay for this, and it's going to be you.
Right.
So this is very much up that.
I mean, this is like Soviet style. This is what we're becoming, the Soviet Union. And I was
you got a puritanical, you're a witch.
Well, I was telling Ray yesterday that in the 80s I had, a philosophy or whatever statement that you could see that manifesto that the Soviet Union was becoming more liberal.
Yes.
Right, with Gorbachev, but we were becoming more totalitarian. I said someday what's going to happen is they could have both evolve and come at the middle and be exactly the same.
Right.
Happen.
Right. I would say because my dad grew up in Jim Crow, it was always totalitarian.
Yeah,
it was just sort of like this nice little.
You know what I'm talking about.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I understand but there are a lot of show trials, a lot of stuff that when you look at the Black community, I think what just happened is that wall fell apart.
Right.
And now it's seeping out to like that toxic ooze is taking over everyone.
Right.
But that tendency was there since the Puritan witch hunts in Salem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's making the rounds because it's mostly white people and an Asian guy.
Hold on. But keep in mind who's pushing it.
Well, the guy that the comic guy is Hispanic.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. But white nationalists are the ones pushing this.
Yes.
And a couple of people are trans. So the 2 trans women, they put into men's prison because they're not giving them any of their medication.
Yeah.
So basically,
I've seen that when I worked in prison. They did that to a trans person.
So I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag of different groups that but it's just like, of course, it's Texas. What a surprise! It's Texas. How,
Right. Deep in the heart.
Oh, and talking about Texas, now in schools, kids are going to have to learn the Bible.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's mandatory now.
Missing parts,
Yeah, but it all connects because it's that religious crazy shit that England kicked over here. Oh, now over there. I forgot. Brief brain fart.
Right.
I'm on this side of the Atlantic. You guys go kicked over there.
Right.
Have you ever heard of the Fifth Monarchists?
No.
I heard of the fifth column.
No.
So before, I mean, not right before, but right around the same time, the Virginia, Georgia, all the original 13 colonies were happening. The British had civil wars, the British civil wars. And they were mostly because they were pissed off with Charles I for basically wasting a shitload of money of the nobles. And it basically was a religious war because you had some who hate Catholics, you had all these different denominations. One of the denominations was a group called the Fifth Monarchists. This is pre-dispensationalism, in which they believed that if they got rid of the king, Jesus would come back. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Gee.
You're talking 1600s, by the way.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
So when shit goes south and they're like, well, it's not going to work here, fuck it. We're going to the New World.
Exactly.
The New World becomes the new Zion.
Right.
I've
Native
heard-
Americans are Amalek.
I've heard that term.
Right.
Does that sound familiar?
Zion. Yes.
Zion. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
So when you look at the Fifth Monarchists, they're like a precursor to dispensationalism and then to evangelical and that whole prosperity gospel. Yeah. So it's like right from like this hardcore group from England, like religious nuts. So we have this strain. That's why they hated Catholics, because we're like, well, whatever, if God punishes me, he's going to punish me, but I'm going to live my life.
Yeah.
And it gets worse as time goes on because most of the people immigrating into the United States, aside from Jewish people, are a lot of Italian Catholics, Irish Catholics, Polish Catholics. So, make a long story short, there was a lot of reaction towards it. So evangelicalism, which by the way, the current version was tinkered by two groups. FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, he actually would go through the scriptures and he had a whole thing where he would send to the ministers to fight against the Cold War. These are the select things you're going to choose for this. And then later on the CIA to fight back against the prosperity gospel in Latin America. So it's very much part of the religious side of the United States. And this is the part where a lot of people sort of go, oh, Jewish people, Zionism. It's like the elephant, the religious stuff. So I thought I put that there because I had to do a lot of research in that because of my family history book, because my dad's, the white side comes from Northern England, basically Scotland. And follow them. And I had to learn a lot of stuff I didn't want to, but it kind of helped me understand why our country's so fucked up.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you have the Mormons that they upstate New York, they found Jesus, whatever. But the thing that's very ironic now is that that's one of the religious groups that get kicked out.
Okay, I'm just gonna pause for a second. Okay.
Yep. No problem. And I'll go to a video real quick.
Okay, how's that? Yeah, go for a video.
All right.
And
yeah, go ahead. And then we got a video here from Pedro. Pedro sent us a video. Let's take a look at what Pedro sent us. We have this. Oh, you can't hear the volume though. What's going on? Here we go.
Shout out.
Hello.
Shout out.
Hello.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. I removed myself. Hold on.
Ape with Trump's hair.
That's not working. Hold on a second. Remove that. Let me add that to the stage. Let's see if that works. Add to stage. Oh, I gotta remove that. Oh my goodness. I really hate all this technical difficulty stuff. It's just like it's like it's supposed to work one way.
But we need a technical person working here.
Yeah, and then the other thing just doesn't work. It's kind of crazy. You know. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come back, Miguel. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, put me back. Yeah, no, just something just came up. I just had to.
We were trying to play a video. We had some technical difficulties.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Tom, but you were talking about the Mormons.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Get it. Well, all right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
No, it's just coincidental that because this happened a few weeks ago when Hegseth eliminated a whole bunch of religions from the military. So one of them was the Mormons, who of course then Utah's a big Republican state, so a bunch of Republicans got pissed off at him. So I don't know if they were reinstated, but also now what they've recently done is all the chaplains in the military now have to take off their ranks from their uniforms.
Yeah, I saw that.
And and of course, and the veterans are, fucking pissed off because so many of the chaplains during the war. I mean, they're like 5 Medal of Honor winners because during various wars they went in there.
Sorry. Whoops.
Yeah, and to add to your point, Tom, a lot of people might not know this, but Mormon country is actually where they recruit a lot for Langley, for the CIA.
Right. Yes,
it's interesting. That's where Charlie Kirk got offed.
Yes, that's absolutely true. So, Hegseth is truly a fucking moron.
He really is. Have you ever watched Venture Brothers?
Yes.
He is like a character from Venture Brothers.
Well, I don't know what is the character.
Yeah, even what's his name? The Nixon's assistant was also a character in the Venture Brothers. I love that cartoon.
No, Kissinger.
Kissinger was death, right? He was like
Dr. Killinger.
Dr. Killinger, yes.
Oh, Killinger. That's the name of one of my characters, Killinger.
Yes.
Yeah, Killinger. I used to love that. He had a German accent.
Yeah,
we're going to go over here.
Which actually, Rich Buckler, we came up with a character we were supposed to do in the first after Astro Comics, and we never somehow continued. But I'm using the character name in my new Astron thing. Anyhow, it's like Hegseth is truly a fucking moron. I mean,
he would have been a great gym teacher.
No,
like the stereotypical gym teacher that drinks too much is an asshole.
He's angry. Every photo, he's like,
I know.
Like
constipated,
pissed off. Every well, we got to do this. It's like, but this whole thing with Iran now, the two guys that pushed Trump into this, everyone else is saying not a good idea. The head of the CIA, who's one of Trump's guys, a real super right-wing guy, not a good idea.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance, asshole, but he said, not a good idea.
Right.
Marco Rubio, another big asshole, said, not a good idea.
Right.
With Hegseth and Little Miss Lindsey Graham were the two that were pushing. Little Miss. And so
Purple
it's like,
hands.
so I'm sure that the this last few days when all of a sudden we just started bombing Iran again, probably Hegseth saying, we got to show them force that we really mean it. So let's shoot a few missiles into Iran, But this is what
You're really ridiculous.
This is what I mean. They got to get rid of this guy.
And they knew for 20 years because after they attacked Iraq, they had the 2003, I think it was 2003, the Millennium Games.
Right.
So the Millennium Games was wargaming. Let's see what would happen if we attacked Iran.
Right.
So this one guy got because usually what you do in the military games, kind of like role playing. So
Right.
I'm going to play Iran, you're going to play the US, you're going to play this. So this one general started smoking the shit out of everybody playing Iran. They're like, what the fuck? So they stopped the game halfway through, reset it, started it again. He still kicked their ass. And they decided from having war gamed it, there's no way we can fuck with Iran. Let's just leave them alone.
Right.
But then they got an idiot.
Same thing. We wouldn't win
Right.
a war with North Korea.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
So
I
there you
got
go.
here on a little bit of Epstein news. There's two things. Check this out. This is cool in New York. There we go. Check this out.
This is absolutely amazing. What you're looking at behind me is a Donald J. Trump Jeffrey Epstein reading room in Lower Manhattan that just popped up. It features all 3 million plus Epstein files cataloged in 3,400 binders. All the binders are numbered and organized on the shelf, and it also has a timeline pointing to Donald Trump pretty much everywhere. This is...
Isn't that amazing?
Who the hell is paying for the space?
Right.
And who paid for it to get printed? 'Cause
Right.
it's over 1 million files.
Absolutely.
Someone with a lot of money put that
Yeah.
together. Not that I mind, but you know,
Right, exactly.
like
And
who did Trump piss off?
and then there's another one about this Palm Beach Pete gets this
Oh, the lookalike.
test. Yeah, the lookalike. He takes a DNA test from this private company.
Does Maury Povich come out and go, "Yes,
You're
well,
the father?
no, you are Jeffrey Epstein, not the father."
Well, it gets pulled by the state, Florida, because he was running for mayor.
right?
It gets pulled by the state, and they don't want to release it. And now they're saying you cannot run for mayor based on these DNA evidence. But they basically stole the DNA results from the podcaster who actually paid for it.
Oh shit!
Not taking it, but they told him, based on our new evidence, you cannot run for mayor. So that means he most likely is Jeffrey Epstein.
Do you think they Manchurian
protecting him.
candidated him or whatever it is?
Yeah.
They choked him out a little bit, gave him a little bit of hypnosis, and he's like, "I'm Miami Palm Beach guy. I'm not Jeffrey Epstein."
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't discount anything anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Not anything anymore, because a lot of this stuff, like last year, Ray talked about this different thing, conspiracy or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, Ray, fine, yeah. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, this shit's coming true.
It's coming true.
He's like, so
right.
well, I discount nothing now.
I was ahead of the game.
I discount nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know, they snuck him out. They snuck the body out.
Yes, and that was in the files too.
That was in the files. They
body that they showed
had
wasn't-
one that came out. It wasn't a body. It was just a cardboard box in
Yes,
the shape of a
exactly.
human being with a blanket over it
Yeah.
for the press. And then they snuck out his body at the back to some SUV.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm with you, Tom. I'm like, I just bookmark things in my brain. All right, maybe this will turn out to be true.
Right.
Maybe not.
It's the same thing with the aliens. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Who knows? I don't
Maybe it's
discount
not. I just find it's always very convenient whenever they fuck up. How do we get them distracted? Shit. Aliens. That'll do it. But what's wild is that when they come out with the alien information now, people are like, you know what? I really don't give a shit. I'm just trying to pay my rent.
Aliens.
No, it's
Release
aliens.
the Epstein
Fine.
files.
Aliens. Okay, good. We got aliens. That's fine. Good. Now, listen, people are like, yeah, okay, fine. We watch Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. The aliens, yeah, all right. Good. Bring him down. We'll have like a bar where all the aliens can hang out, just like in Star Wars.
Yeah, Mos Eisley.
Right.
You hanging out with them?
Precisely,
Right,
yes.
Mos Eisley, yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, fine. Aliens, all right, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Are they going to pay rent, taxes?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, what else?
Yeah.
You're gonna teach them how to speak English and then have them make Nikes for us.
Right, exactly. Whatever.
We got to ask them, how do we get rid of our vampire overlords or cannibal overlords?
Right,
That's
right.
like, how do you any tips?
Exactly. That's the scary thing. That's
The
no
cannibal shit
is
is scary.
talking about that. Nobody is talking about that in the media, about all the evidence in the Epstein files about the cannibalism.
Right.
They're talking about the girls, and that's what they focus on.
They
Right.
don't talk about the experimentations,
Nope.
like
Right.
the sex farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zorro Farm.
What they're talking about is some guy got up there and said Michelle Obama was you know what? I don't care. The
Right.
president eats kids.
Right.
Cannibal.
Yeah. You got all these celebrities with Kuru. Just like the Osborne's daughter, they're trying to say it's the diet drug Ozempic, but it's not. It's probably like she's either on fentanyl or she's got Kuru as well. So there's a lot of because she looks like a Cruella DeVille now.
Oh God, yes.
You know, she looks terrific.
There's the actress from that show that came out, the Wizard of Oz one with the witches.
Oh yeah, her too. Yeah, she looks crazy.
Not looking very good.
No.
What are you talking about? Who?
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande and the one, yeah, both of them, the witch and
She's not looking very good.
Not at all.
You know, and I know she's sensitive. I can understand because, to be frank, being in that sort of profession is terrible.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to. That you walk around, you see your a billboard over yourself, and everybody's criticizing everything about you. That would be fucking awful. But
this. I want to share one of my guilty pleasures, which is I used to love listening to this guy, even though he's nuts. I know that's a disclaimer.
That's okay. I used to whenever till Alex Jones got really fucking crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even say his name, and you knew I was talking about.
All right, so what's I used to call him the Muppet. Susie and I used to call him the Muppet. We're like, all right, let's go see what the Muppet has to say about this shit. We just burst out laughing because it's not. Oh!
What we're saying is obviously Jeffrey Epstein. That's the whole point of it. And the guy's kind of trolled around and gotten a lot of clout with it, but now it's getting a little serious. He's like, no, it's not me. I don't think it's him.
Right.
Okay. But he has reached out to us and he said, hey, real Alex Jones, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. We do a shot of that. I would be happy to come on your show and explain this to your followers. So I think he's coming on tomorrow or the next day. Now, this is where it gets really weird. Maybe we can pull the HD of that up. I thought we had a copy.
I love his voice.
But here is a letter that is put out officially here. Oh, it's dark in here. And this is put out by the state of Florida, the FSE, and it is just crazy. They are saying that the state doesn't want them to release the DNA test because it's got anomalies and they have problems with it being released. When have you ever in your life heard of a government saying don't release the DNA test? Read that to people on air.
You got it. Dear Mr. Blank, the Division of Elections has been made aware of credible information that raises serious concerns about your eligibility and suitability to continue as a candidate for mayor of Palm Beach in the 2028 election. Recent DNA analysis by Blank and related inquiries have produced results and have generated extraordinary public confusion regarding your candidate identity and background. These findings call into question key aspects of your campaign and directly impact the integrity of the electoral process and public confidence in potential elected officials. The Florida Division of Elections will assume full responsibility for conducting and overseeing all future analysis relating to these findings rather than relying on independent laboratory results. We may require your participation in additional DNA collection and testing procedures as part of this official review. As state agency responsible, blah, 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 Chapter 105, Florida statutes, we strongly advise that you immediately withdraw your candidacy. Voluntary withdrawal at this stage would allow you to address these matters privately. Is he Jeffrey Epstein? While minimizing disruption to the electoral process. What is going on? They want a written response. What's your take on that?
Well, I was going to start the hour with that. That's why I was chomping a bit to get here. And it's in the news now. It's confirmed that the state elections board came out and said, you need to drop out with what we found here.
Spooky.
And are we in a Twilight Zone episode? I mean, how do you start the segment? Your elections found out that Palm Beach Pete, that they're saying Jeffrey Epstein was doing a DNA test for the private company. They said, we're taking over. We're not allowing that. They don't have the right to do that. We suggest you drop out to take care of your problems. Right. What the hell is this?
I think you have something for it. It's liberal. It's 2 weeks.
It's like
liberal.
I mean,
It's really weird when we start agreeing with Alex Jones.
I know, right? It's like,
He's like a broken record.
yeah.
Every once in a while, he kind of hits it. But to let you, I don't know if you know that. You might know this already, but his dad was a doctor in the MK Ultra. He's a Fed.
Well, it's interesting. A week before 9/11, he had said that the World Trade Center was going to blow up and Bin Laden would be blamed for it, and he was saying that it would be the Mossad that would be behind it. A week before it actually happened.
I think he's a Fed.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Big time Fed. Yeah, his dad worked at the MK Ultra. He was a doctor, a psychiatrist.
Yeah, because he was sued by the Sandy Hook families, and he has to pay all this money, and they were supposed to shut down his show, but his show is still on.
Oh no! Well, what happened was the Onion took it over, and I think this is just like him on YouTube now, dude.
Yeah.
What he can do.
Right.
The Onion took it over. I do love it. Someone has a conspiracy theory out there that he's actually the comedian Bill Hicks.
Yes, I've seen
Bill Hicks, who was awesome.
Yes.
Can we show that video of Bill Hicks?
Let me see.
It was the White House when the president first gets in. He had this whole thing where, when the president first gets in, he's got all these fucking ideas. He wants to change the country, everything else. And they take him to a room into the White House, and he walks in, and it's like full of smoke, and sitting there at the table are all these super fucking industrialists, bucks, and they're like, "Good day, Mr. President. Good day. Have a seat." Sit down and like, "Okay, all right, bring up the screen." And the screen comes up. He goes, "Roll the tape," and it's a shot from of John F. Kennedy from a different angle.
Right.
And then the thing comes down, and they look at him, and they go, "So, Mr. President, do you have any questions?" He's like, "No. What do you want me to do?" I love that bit. And Alex Jones actually turned it into a claymation, and it was fucking hilarious. But the conspiracy theory is that it's not Alex Jones, it's actually Bill Hicks.
Let's see. We got this here.
Bill Hicks was awesome, man.
Are you rolling? You ready for this? I can't believe it's come to this, but they cornered me. I've got to be honest. It's gotten too big. I just got to admit it right now.
You got that plastic surgery.
Okay. This is just really hard for me to do.
And they're both Texan.
Yeah, they're both Texan.
I've been doing this so long. It's hard to give up.
But this bottom tooth is.
Give up on the character and go back to who I really was. You got me, okay? Are you happy now?
You happy?
You bastards. Yes, I am Bill Hicks. Or to be more accurate, you didn't get it all, did you? You didn't get the full conspiracy. I played the character, Bill Hicks, for 15 years with my accomplice, Kevin Booth. And we fooled you all. The master actor, the master genius. Then I decided to bring forward an even more incredible persona, that of Alex Jones. But here's where the rest of the story comes in. For 20 years, I've been Alex Jones.
William Shatner.
Since we staged my death in the early 1990s. The truth is that Bill Hicks himself never existed. And now I'm going to reveal my true identity.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that grassy knoll bit from Bill Hicks, classic. He was great.
They do sound the same. They do.
They really do. But
Yeah.
Bill Hicks, I think, would be like, there's George Carlin, and then there's
Yeah.
Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
There's like laying out truth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just love that voice. He's like a wrestler.
Yeah.
What do you got today?
well, I'd like to combine the voice of RFK Jr. and Alex Jones and see if it can
You
well,
might get Randy the Macho Man.
vaccines are bad, you know. We're living in like a Saturday Night Live skit.
For real.
You know?
We really are.
We really are. It's
Really are.
fucking nuts, man.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is, because it's dangerous. Like if no one got hurt, it would be hysterical.
Right.
But because people are getting hurt and dying, it's
Right.
not hysterical. That's where I stopped with Alex Jones with the whole Sandy Hook thing. I couldn't even do it out of comedy. I was like, this guy's an asshole.
No, yeah, he went far.
Well, let's change the subject slightly. Let's have some French news.
You got some.
Okay.
Oh, you got French news?
French news. So
About the Masons?
About the
no,
Masons?
French news is how Macron maneuvered Trump into signing the Versailles Treaty.
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, Miguel, go.
Yeah, about that. It was an agreement to talk about peace. It wasn't necessarily a peace agreement.
Right.
One. Two,
Was
I
it
used to
about-
live like for about 7 years, one town over from Versailles. So
Right.
Versailles was like the major city that I would have to go to.
Right.
There is a street right at the corner of Versailles called Rockefeller Street in Versailles, France.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of Macron, he's basically just trying to be. He wants to be historically important. Like you can really see it. There is a series of photos that he did in the JFK vein, which were the most ridiculous things. You know, like when JFK, they would take photos of him. He's on the phone. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
like seriously, like all that. So I don't know if he outmaneuvered him. I just think Trump is just really stupid.
Well, that
But I really don't think Macron's all that smarter. It's kind of like, I don't know, a character from the Marx Brothers dealing with Clouseau.
right.
It's just terrible. So really, it was just a treaty that they signed to have peace talks with Iran.
Mhm.
And by the way, the big story was that in Switzerland, before Trump's people met with the Iranians, Trump was talking some shit about, if they don't sign this, we're going to blow them up before they even make it back to Iran. So they fucking walked out and they went back home.
Right.
And that was the bigger story. I mean, there's the historical thing of the Treaty of Versailles,
Yeah.
but France has been actually, if you get a chance to read the book, The Devil's Chessboard, you will see that it's been very Americanized. So we have a lot of control, and it goes back to the coup attempt on Charles de Gaulle.
Oh, really?
And Macron.
Oh, you're going to that because I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
So it was 61. There was 61 or 62. So what happened was Charles de Gaulle said, "Fuck it, we're leaving Algeria."
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the hardcore military guys in Algeria were pissed off with Charles de Gaulle. They said, there was a guy by the name of Chalet who said, "Fuck it, we're going to have a coup. We're going to take over." So France was like completely paralyzed. No one knew what was going to happen,
Right.
because the military was threatening a revolt against Charles de Gaulle.
Right.
So Charles de Gaulle goes on the news on TV and says, "Look, this is what's going to happen. French people, French men, French women, we need you to stand up and show your support for me." So it was a nationwide strike. People came out en masse. John F. Kennedy came out and actually supported de Gaulle. By supporting de Gaulle, he had pissed off the intelligence services in the United States because they hated de Gaulle with the deepest of passions. Because not only did he want to pull out of Algeria, he wanted to kick NATO out and the American bases out of France. So thanks to that and the people, and ultimately Charles de Gaulle, they ended up stopping this coup. The coup leaders were completely fucked. Because suddenly the Air Force is like, "Yeah, my plane's kind of broken. Can't leave Algeria. See you, buddy." Right? So the guy shows up, and he was expecting to be killed here in France, but Charles de Gaulle actually gave him like a 15 or 20-year sentence.
Right.
And it wasn't the first time. There was like 35 assassination attempts on Charles de Gaulle.
Really?
And he said it was quite literally the CIA. And sadly enough, and you'll read it in the book, a guy by the name of Melinek, his grandfather had been in the White Army in Russia, so he had lost against the Soviets, and he hated the Soviets with the deepest of passion. He had actually been educated and trained by the Rand Corporation.
Oh, wow.
So he was in charge of trying to clear out all the American elements, which he never did.
Right.
Under Charles de Gaulle. So there's that French connection. And Charles de Gaulle went on to actually having a whole underground secret war with a lot of these fascist elements. And he was telling them, "I want your secret armies the fuck out of here. I want those secret caches that you guys are going to leave for the fascists because you're expecting the Soviets to attack us. And you're basically ranching up the very people I can't stand. And he knew Dulles during the Second World War because Dulles had favored more the right-wing faction of the resistance and had screwed over more the left wing. There was a left-wing guy who ended up being assassinated and tortured to death by Klaus Barbie. So there's a whole other side to it that when you start to when you read it through, you're like, it was like, who didn't kill Kennedy at this point?
Right.
Everybody off.
Everybody had
Is it like Murder on the Orient Express?
Yes, pretty much.
That's like the girl on the block and whose baby it is, and it's the block.
Oh, dude, it's a gangbang.
And I
Like Murder on the Orient Express. Well, yeah, I shot him, and then I like 25 people, you know.
Every New Year's, I love Peter Sellers Pink Panther movies.
Right.
And I love that one where they put out a hit on him,
Right.
and all the assassins from around the world are trying to kill him.
Yes,
At the Oktoberfest.
Yes.
It's pretty much that, you know. You got the Indian midget with the blow dart, and,
right.
you know, the beer maiden with the, you know, poison tip nipples.
Yes, it's a hysterical scene. Yes.
Yeah.
So and Macron, when he was young, he was part of the American Club or whatever. He was the leader for that. So he's pretty much in our pocket in a roundabout way. He's just trying to. I think he's just trying to just calm things down and get the U.S. back on Ukraine.
Right.
I think that's what it is. He's like, no, let's forget that Iran thing.
Russia's running out of gas.
Yes, I read that. They're on the verge of running out of foot for the army. They've apparently they've shifted a lot of the gas to the civilian because they're running out. So now
I think some of the refineries got hit.
Right. So now they've run out of gas for all the tanks and whatever. So they're kind of like fucked. And apparently Crimea is fucked. People trying to flee Crimea. So yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And besides, it's mostly a drone war anyway. Like the things I've been hearing is that drone warfare has completely changed the ball game. It's no longer like tanks are obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Big battleships are obsolete.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically what Putin is now is where Hitler was around like March or April 1945.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just like
it's not good.
It's not good. And Donnie Two Steps is going to be upset that his pal Putin's going to lose.
And talking about you got Ukraine, and then you had what was this country? Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner's business partners.
Albania.
This Albania.
Yes, the Albanians.
19 counts of sex trafficking.
You
know.
That's new.
You know, it's like, okay.
How do you get, like, isn't there just, no, me being naive, isn't there like just only one count of sex trafficking? Like,
it's multiple. It's a count per. They probably did one count per person. You know.
Oh, okay. I'm like, so
yeah.
You know,
it's for each individual hit. You know.
Gotcha. For a moment there, I was thinking, like, is there like 19 different ways you can traffic someone? Like, you know.
Yeah.
No, the law could be weird that way.
50 ways to lose your lover, right?
Like, I'll give you an example. In other languages, they don't have the word burglar. They don't have the word mugging.
Right.
They might have pickpocketing, but English has like a lot of different variations for stealing.
Right.
Well, what Jared didn't realize, you don't fuck with Albanians.
Right.
So
if he was from the Bronx, he would know that.
Exactly. I was going to say that I had a lot of friends in the Bronx, the Albanians. Right now, one of my best friends now over here is a guy that owns an Albanian family that owns the pizza place. They're like my best friends. You don't fuck with Albanians.
Yeah.
So Jared is learning a big lesson.
Yeah, you don't mess with them
because he now can't show up in Albania. They're going to arrest him immediately.
Yeah, because that was pretty sleazy. It was like $4 billion or something for the island or something.
They're frozen. Whatever money is, they're frozen the money.
Yeah,
they're probably going to kick the prime minister out. I mean, it's they're still demonstrating. People are pissed. So
Oh, I'm so happy to see that they haven't subsided because so many other places
not gonna give
rolled over.
Oh, the Albanians, it's not like people here that, you
Yeah.
know, oh, we'll go, oh, let's go to No King's Parade. Yes, we went, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, no, they just,
Funded by a bunch of billionaires.
We're like a toothless paper tigers.
well, apparently, and you will probably know better, apparently they're still striking in
the
Italy.
yellow vest.
They've
Yeah.
had big demonstrations in Italy that they're striking,
Mhm.
and none of that stuff's been reported here.
No. But a lot of the stuff that happens here in France isn't reported either.
Right.
I could tell you, walking down the streets of Paris, I knew that the left would win the National Assembly because the graffiti everywhere was totally anti-Israel. It was pro-Palestine.
Right.
But you never get that. You're like, oh, Marie Le Pen's going to win. I'm like, no, she's not. She's pro-Israel.
Right.
So, and they were trying to make it illegal to protest, have pro-Palestinian protests, and they had to come out and they this is what the French people said: we're going to protest anyway. You can arrest us. Go the fuck ahead. We're going out anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got this video that is most likely propaganda, but that's okay. I'm going to play this for you so you can verify. Oh, we don't need the music. Were executed for stealing American nuclear secrets and giving it to the Russians. What's weird is that Russia had already a nuclear bomb, but Israel didn't until after their espionage.
Yeah. Actually, it was Ben Shapiro's uncle who stole the. That's the guy with the beard that you see always talking.
Yeah,
He's
we
the guy who
played him
stole it.
last week. Yeah.
Now, here's an interesting connection for you. The guy that prosecuted the Rosenbergs
Yeah.
was Roy Cohn.
Right.
Ah.
Roy Cohn is Trump's mentor.
Right.
And what's interesting, a lot of prosecutors said they wouldn't have given him the death penalty. That Roy went out of his way and pushed for the death penalty because he was an asshole.
Not just that, but he wanted to silence them.
Well, yeah, maybe no. You know, but
the Russians already
this is a guy that was prosecuting gay people, and he was like romping around in hotels with the dude. He was an asshole.
Yeah.
But you know, what's his name? Oppenheimer literally walked in after the war, talked to Truman. He said, "Look, the Russians eventually."
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And he kicked him out, and he says, "I never want to hear from that asshole ever again."
Right, exactly.
But Oppenheimer saw what was going to happen afterwards. We'd be stuck in this weird detente.
Yes, exactly.
But the Russians already were getting secrets from Manhattan Project during the Manhattan Project.
There was a book called Hitler Scientists. I never got around to reading it, but I remember listening to the author at NPR, and he was saying they were developing the nuke. But when the scientists went in to talk to Hitler, this is one of those most messed up things. Hitler asks him, "So what could happen if we ignite this?" He says, "I don't know. Might actually burn up all the air on the planet." And he's like, "I don't want to be known as the man that destroyed the world."
Right. Like the Bowie song, right?
Like, hey,
insane. Just like I was telling Ray last week, the person who wanted the Nazis tried after World War II was not FDR and Churchill. FDR and Churchill wanted to take all these guys out in secret and shoot them back in the head.
Right.
It was fucking Stalin who said, no.
Right.
We need to try these sons of a bitches publicly.
Right.
So, you know, it's life.
How many people was it? 13 or something like that?
It ended up being, I think, 12.
12, okay.
Goring somehow got a cyanide tablet and killed himself.
Did you see the movie Nuremberg?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch that one. I was just reading. It's actually in the Devil's Chessboard. And here's a wild part. Apparently, when they would hang him, the platform wasn't high enough. So when they would fall, they were still like choked for like about 10 more minutes or something crazy like that. Yeah. So Goring was like, "I'm not going out that fucking way." He actually requested to get shot.
Right.
And then he ended up, they think it was one of the guards that gave him the cyanide tablet.
Oh, really? Let him go out that way. Wow.
So there's a joke that I was doing yesterday when we were driving home. Can I tell the Hitler joke?
I don't remember. Go ahead.
Okay.
Not
we were joking about. I don't. We got to think. It's like how stupid could. This is the okay. I remember what the context was. We were talking about how stupid that no one in this country has a memory more than 30 seconds. So, so the Arab Americans, Palestinians in Michigan, Biden is supporting Israel, whatever. Don't vote for Biden. We'll vote for Trump. Not remembering. Well, don't you remember what Trump was doing to the Muslims?
Right.
Right. So we know that. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of Muslims
Biden,
voted for him too.
I mean, Biden. Yeah, it's not great, but it's like Trump is only going to be like worse, right? And then of course, then black people were voting. We're not getting enough stuff from, so we're going to vote for Trump. And then Hispanics, we're going to vote for. So all these groups that Trump was fucking with 3 years earlier, is like they're voting for Trump.
16% of blacks and 55%
exactly.
of
I was like making an illusion. So what would happen? So this is like as if after World War II, it's like, well, they captured Hitler, and they didn't execute him. They threw him in jail, and then after like 5 years, they released him on behavior. So then there was another election for chancellor, and everyone said, but the country's gone to hell. You know, the economy is dead. We can't afford eggs. Who's the guy that built up? Oh, Hitler. We'll vote for him again, and then he gets reelected.
That happens more than you think. Like France had technically in the 19th century 2 dictators, Napoleon the First and then his nephew the Third, who got elected and then didn't leave. He stayed. Right. And in a sense, though, there were some Black Americans who voted for Trump. There were a lot of Latinos who voted for Trump.
Yeah, 55%.
But the biggest voting base, and no one wants to touch it, were white women.
Yes, a lot.
They overwhelmingly voted for the asshole.
Yeah.
And the thing is that with what was it called? Affirmative action.
Americans didn't vote at all. So, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. But yeah, I would say, I mean, like, I remember having a discussion with a lady who's Black American. We were talking about it. And she was saying, you know, these black men who voted for Trump. I'm like, yeah, okay. Now, how much of the population are we? 14%. Okay. Now, let's just say that all 14% of the population are registered voters or can vote. What's then we divide it evenly between male and female. So 7% of the vote, let's say almost all of it went for Trump. So the Democrats lost on 7% of the population. That's not a very good margin if you're playing a ball game, right?
Right, exactly.
So, but overwhelmingly, it was white middle class women who voted for the pussy grabber.
Yeah.
They don't get nailed for it, but it's
someone's got to.
What's that?
Because their husbands don't do it, so someone's got to.
or they're abused. I don't know. Yes. I've seen women coming out like now saying, "Oh, we got to get away from the workforce to give the jobs for the men." I'm like, what sort of weird universe am I living in? That
thing where they don't think women should work. Bill Maher.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
This is. I don't care about you, woohoo, MAGA baby. I don't care about you either. Frankly, it's weird that you haven't picked up on it.
But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. The situation is such. The Democratic Party should have told Biden earlier to step aside. They should have had a primary, so people felt. I think what happened was you had Palestine. That angered a lot of young people. Then you didn't have a primary, so it felt like they just gave it to Kamala. Then Kamala only had 3 months, right? So how does a candidate get well known at 3 months? And had she stood up and said, "Look, yes, that Palestine thing has to stop once I'm in there," we're gonna have some tough talking to do, but I'm gonna do something now, she would have had the youth hands down.
Right.
And there are a lot of mistakes that the Democrats did that could have done better. The problem is that we're dealing with the bare knuckle fist and the velvet glove,
Right.
but it's still fists on both sides. That's the fundamental problem. So how, as Americans, how do we get around it is the big question. You know, the scary part is, and the more extreme part is it revolution? What does revolution look like? I don't fucking know. I don't have the answers, but it doesn't seem to be working, any of the shit that we're doing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, voting in assholes not going to help.
Well, okay, I'm going to give you another example how the Democrats are going to fuck up November. Okay, here we go. So you followed what the last election last Tuesday in New York, right?
Yeah, barely. I didn't really follow the details, but
basically the congressional elections in New York City, Mandami supported the Democratic Socialist candidates. They all won, right? Now the regular Democrats are losing their shit because,
of course,
oh my God, what are we gonna do now? So
right.
We've got like Hakeem Jeffries, and then you got guys like Van Jones and all these other ones saying we got to do something because you know so they're losing their shit because they realize that all their asses are going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
So now they're going to basically what's going to happen is they're going to be going against the Democratic Socialists or whatever, the more progressive people.
Yeah.
To keep, because they're all, like Van Jones took like money from, AIPAC and all these guys, Jeffries, Schumer, and then the other bitch who's the senator from New York, Gillibrand, she co-sponsored the bill in the Senate that's wants to link the Israeli military with our military.
Yeah. Ray was telling me that last week. Yeah.
So it's like these people have to fucking go.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. I was telling Ray if they're bringing it to the Congress and the Senate, it means that they already did it in secret and they're just trying to just let us know, hey, yeah, by the way, we're just formally doing this now, because I'm sure like Palantir's tech. No, it was Grok. Grok was used to target stuff in Palestine.
Yep, lavender. The lavender
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of shitty business that's got to go. It's got to go. But the big question is, how does it play out? And I don't think most, like Ray, you always bring up, and you do too, Tom, that how we just have the memories of Nats. So we're dealing with a network, the Dulles network, even though he's not fucking around anymore. Like this whole syndicate, better yet, a syndicate that's been around for 80 years, possibly longer.
Right, exactly.
And they only have one playbook. So they have this playbook, but they have no imagination. If anything changes in terms of terrain, will just do the same thing. But then the rest of us have the memory of Nats.
Yeah. Right.
We forget.
How about goldfish?
Goldfish, yeah.
Goldfish. Go, shit, didn't they just do that last month?
Right.
Yes. Why are they pulling the shit on me? So it's like a boxing match between a one-eyed guy with depth perception problems and a blind person. It's like
Pryor and Gene Wilder, right?
Yeah, it's wild. And there's shit that, like, for example, Tucker Carlson now is coming out supporting JD Vance.
Right.
And I'm like, that fucker. And I was not surprised.
It's a whole age of confusion.
Did you see JD Vance on Bill Maher?
No, I didn't.
Clips on YouTube. I wanted to throw up. Bill Maher is like so softballing JD Vance.
God, it's so
it's
annoying.
Like, let me fucking throw up.
Yeah.
I still laugh when people, there was that one, I don't know who he was talking to. They said, so you're an atheist, right? Yeah. So, and why do you think that Israel should
Hey, look at this. This is another concept. IDF Apache is firing on its own citizens. The story about paragliders and all that is, you know, this is people trying to escape the country.
This is October 7th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no way that Hamas would have the kind of firepower to melt people
Oh,
in
yeah.
cars.
Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
so this morning when I was up, I was looking through the false
Right.
book again, but there
False
was
book.
someone posted and it was like recently. So I guess it's a recent video that
Right.
came up. That was the I guess Israeli police or something talking about
Hmm.
that should we go and shoot all the Israeli soldiers being captured by Hamas and kill them before they're brought over to
Right.
the other side.
Right.
Ultimately,
Yeah,
they
this
didn't
too.
do it,
Hmm.
but they were talking about this killing, before they could be brought in, just killing the
Exactly.
soldiers
Yeah.
before they could be captured.
Yeah. So,
That's sick.
yeah, and they're
That's so sick.
this was like Netanyahu's right hand man. They're admitting it now. They're not even hiding it anymore. A lot of soldiers. The only reason why he came forward because there was a lot of documentaries in Israel that released interviews of soldiers speaking out that were feeling guilty about it because they killed their own people and they were told to. So there's a lot of documentaries out there now.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I just think it's not. It's a secular nationalist cult.
Yeah.
And I use the word secular on purpose because I don't see Israel as a religious thing per se.
Right.
I see it as a secular cult,
Exactly.
nationalist
Yep. It's
cult.
national-
That's probably the best way to separate the religion
It's-
from it.
it's, ethnocentrism.
Ethnocentrism?
Yeah.
Supposedly-
Ethno-croc. I can't.
Ethno-nationalist?
Something basically, yeah.
Isn't supposedly Netanyahu an atheist?
Oh yeah, like Israel was founded by atheists.
Yeah,
Like
atheists,
they
yeah.
founded it because they were like, shit,
Yeah.
if this God loves us so much, why did he let us go through the Holocaust? Which made sense, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then it made sense. I don't agree with how they went about doing it. Going to a place where you were away from fellow Europeans who hated you because of the religion you had, who believed that you were a separate race. Okay, I get it. But then doing the same shit that was done to you is just like, no, that's where you kind of stepped over that fucking line and
Yeah.
now entered into, you just went back to the shit
Exactly.
before.
There's a red line that they cross. Multiple red lines.
So basically, the movie Exodus is a fantasy falsehood.
Yeah.
It's a Bob Marley album.
But you want to hear something even funnier?
Sure.
One of the actress that's in the blonde in Exodus, who was like the girlfriend of Sal Mineo, Jill Hayworth.
Mhm.
I dated her.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Tom was a player in his day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Briefly. She was hot as hell.
And
You
with
gotta write your memoirs.
I'm telling him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so. You're telling about Jack and come on.
It was a pencil.
I just felt
or at least a collection of comic stories about your life. Things that
maybe have you drawn them.
I told him he should have a graphic novel of his
Have you
life.
draw them? All the different things. Like David Berkowitz. I went to school with David Berkowitz.
Yeah, that's
did you?
another story, yeah.
Bronx Community College. Yes, I had classes with David Berkowitz. I used to go to the cafeteria at Bronx Community College with him.
Wow.
He complained when he was in grammar school that they used to make fun of him and beat him up and call him Dumpy David.
Did he poop on himself?
No.
Was he like one of those stinky kids?
No. They just called him Dumpy David because he was
Dumpy David.
Dumpy David. Yes.
Poor guy.
This is like, I feel like I'm like the what do you call it?
Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump, yes.
Accidental stories. Right? The man who knew too much, or seen too much.
Forrest Gump, or that what was that movie that that Woody Allen did? That was like kind of like it's like there and all these different.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
the one and yeah, Woody Allen's a bit of a creep, but the one movie I love of his is Bananas.
And Bananas.
Yes,
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, he's such a. I actually like The Sweet Lowdown, which is like a documentary, which was a really good film.
my favorite is Sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper.
Yeah. It's a
Or
shame. You know,
the one scene I love the most, it was from Annie Hall.
Anyhow, that's
When he's talking to Christopher Walken.
Oh,
yes.
Have you ever been driving at night and you saw the incoming lights and you just want to just like pull over and go right into them? And Woody's like, yeah. And then it cuts to him being driven by. Oh, that was just priceless.
No, my favorite scene in that movie is the one where he's with, I guess, Diane Keaton, and they're arguing with some guy, I think it's in the movie theater or something, whatever, about Marshall McLuhan. Oh, and then all of a sudden, he pulls from the side, he pulls Marshall McLuhan. I disagree completely with that. Yeah.
The guy was a genius. Unfortunately, he's a pedo, but he's a genius.
Yeah.
You know. And I wanted to end with this video on this guy gets a lot of traction. This rabbi, a lot of people will disagree with me for playing him, but I think he has a unique perspective. And as a Jewish person who is religious, I think I'm going to give him as much play as possible. Here we go.
Evil Zionism that came from Europe. Theodor Herzl, Ben Gurion, Chaim Weizmann, Menachem Begin, Rabin, and all these others. These were people who came with their intentions, their evil intentions of transforming the religion to nationalism. And they're gutting it from the religion, claiming they're a democracy. Imagine that. They're saying Judaism is a democracy. You don't even have to keep the 10 Commandments. How could this be acceptable? You can see the hypocrisy, the falseness. Yet if you dare stand up and say anything against their actions, then you are accused of being a hater of Jews, anti-Semitic. We will not be silent. We are here today because a day after they made that parade, Jerusalem Post, one of their main newspapers, making a conference, and they've invited some former Israeli army leaders of their Israeli army to speak, where they're going to be busy congratulating how successful they are in their state and how they're right in what they're doing to the people of Gaza and Lebanon. We are therefore standing here and we will not be silent. We cry and hurt with the suffering of the Palestinians. We plead with our leaders, with our political leaders, not to allow this crime to be supported here in the United States. They're doing evil, ostracize them, ban them from the United States, and stand up. If they will not be supported, they will end. Their only way of support, their only way of existence is because they're supported by the West. We plead with the world. It's an evil thing. Look and respect the leaders here in the United States. If you just go across the Williamsburg Bridge, the largest concentration of religious Jews in New York, go to Jerusalem, wherever the very religious communities, they will say the Zionist state of Israel is bogus. It's not Jewish. It's not acceptable. It's an evil against God that's spilling blood. We plead with you, world leaders, please help us. Let us bring an end, like apartheid was brought to its knees and ended. Nobody will make apartheid state today. Let us bring an end to this vicious occupation, and so we can once again live together, Jews and Muslims and Arabs, and well, we've had for so many hundreds of years in peace and tranquility. We plead for you, and we urge everybody, pray to God. God, ultimately, we have to do, but God is the powerful one. We should bring speedily and peacefully an end of this occupation. Thank you.
I think. Go ahead.
I want to say something.
It's Yisrael David, Rabbi Yisrael David.
Right.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say something. One of the main core things of Judaism is debate.
Mm-hmm.
And by the debate being shut down the way it is, where Israel's being and Jewish people being seen as monolith, is contrary to the core of Israel, like not of Israel, of Judaism.
Right.
Who does it beautifully is Larry David.
Yeah.
Larry David's humor is very much a debate about many things.
Yeah.
And you find it in the Old Testament. One of my favorite stories, which I wish Larry David would play Abraham because it'd be fucking hilarious, is where Abraham's walking along talking to God. God goes, you know what? You know that Sodom and Gomorrah people? Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to fucking wipe them out. Whoa, why? Well, hold on a second. Why? He's like, yeah, they're kind of like, fucking pissing me off. Right? And he's like, okay, well, tell you what if there's like 500 good people?
Right.
All right. What if there's 100 good people?
Right.
So this leads to the story of Lot, right?
Right.
Because God says, all right, I'll send someone down to see if there's any good people.
Right. He sends those angels, yeah.
And exactly, those angels. And it's that which I think is where the best of Judaism comes out, that debate, where he's actually talking to him. That might not be actually very ethical, God.
Right.
And I think by squeezing out that debate, but not allowing us that space.
Right.
Yeah, it's especially within the Jewish community. I mean, he's a rabbi. There should be,
Right.
an open debate. You ask questions.
Right.
I think that's it's really sad to see that.
Yeah.
And they're stifling debate in Israel because people that
Yeah,
are against it, they're locking them up, they're beating them up.
Yep.
Not just the Hasidics, but the regular, people there who are reforming or trying to, they're just, you can't. It's like again, like Soviet state,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just Soviet fascist. I was a kid in fascist Spain. You didn't know if your neighbors were spying on you. My mom used to get regularly interrogated. She,
Really?
yeah, she used to. There's a police station every time. She used to write children's books, and she told me specifically when times get really tough, fiction and particularly fantasy are very important because they become coded language.
Absolutely.
So she said, well, I always took things right to the edge because Franco being a Catholic, she would use a lot of the Catholic teachers to just take it right to the edge where they couldn't accuse her of socialism.
Right.
But of course, whenever one of her books would come out, she wouldn't go to her apartment because a few days later when she went in, they had ransacked her apartment. She would be taken in to be interrogated. And once she was telling me she was walking in and she could see that some of the doors were open in the police station. They were torturing people. Like right there. She told me once there was a woman who had a bottle broken on her private parts. Yeah. So Soviet fascists. Yeah. Now here's the thing. And I've even my son and I have discussed this. One of the ways to, if you really want to defeat Russia, is you soften them up. They usually tend to be better when their backs are up against the wall. That's when they're at their best. You want to, hey, come over, let's sit down, let's eat, and you fatten them up. And part of the reason for, if you flip it from the perspective of a Stalin, not that I'm going to say that he was a great guy, but I'm going to tell you, if all of a sudden your ally, first in the Second World War, you're asking for help, no one's coming to you. Then they say they're going to help you, they don't come to you. And then once they come to you, you start spying and you start seeing that the fuckers like Dulles are making deals with the very people who killed 28 million of your people.
Right.
You're going to be fucking paranoid.
Of course.
So you're on the back foot. So you're going to be more of an asshole than you would have been had you been calm.
Right.
So we also have to understand the dynamics. Russia was a very poor country.
Mm-hmm.
The Cold War was a means of making a shitload of money for the military contractors by building up Russia to be. I mean, it lost 28 million people.
Right.
It was not a threat. It was just like, man, I ran out of gas. I kicked the shit out of everyone. by sheer brute strength,
Mhm.
losing all these people, but we needed an enemy. And here's another little detail too. One of the reasons that our country has been so fervently anti-Russian, particularly Soviet, was Herbert Hoover lost a tremendous amount of wealth during the Russian Revolution. He would have been the wealthiest man in America had it not been for the Russian Revolution.
Really?
Yeah. So again, it comes back to a few interests. He's like, "Fuckers, I'll teach you something or the other." And after World War One, when the during World War One, when the Russian Revolution kicks off, Wilson sent a set of troops, American troops, to go to Russia to interfere on the side of the White Army.
Right.
And the Japanese, the French, and a whole bunch of people went over there to try to stop the Bolsheviks. So we forget that part. This has been a Tom and Jerry thing between the two of us. And I think FDR understood that we had to stop that shit. And I think JFK understood that too. Like, we can't be doing this. We have to get to a point.
It's counterproductive.
It's counterproductive. And the same thing with Iran. We've been fucking with them forever and a day. And of course they're going to be paranoid. You're going to have secret police because you don't know who's going to be out on your streets burning shit down.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. They have like several people that they have locked up right now that were double agents, Mossad and probably CIA as well.
And you read what from the Devil's Chessboard, the page there from the Iran thing.
Yeah.
How they did exactly that back in the 50s.
Yeah.
They had the agents out there causing chaos and making it seem like they were attacking the American embassy. And that was the excuse to take over and kick out Mossadegh.
Yep, yeah.
So
same as it ever was.
You know, and it's not America bad, Russia good. It's like there's a small faction of assholes who keep causing shit that really doesn't need to happen.
It's a bunch of assholes that are just shitting everywhere.
And the thing is, I was telling Ray the other day, had Jimmy Carter not let the Shah into the United States for cancer treatment, we might not be in this position with Iran right now.
Maybe
because they wouldn't have taken the hostages, because that's the reason they did, because they were pissed off that we let the Shah into the United States.
Right.
Oh, they were pissed. And rightfully so. Here's one of the very interesting things. One of the things that always made me go, like, I don't know if you know this, but I think Iran is the only country that's issued a Malcolm X stamp.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So during the Iran car crisis, and this is how well read they are, they told all the Black Americans in the embassy, "Nah, you can go. We know it's not you."
Yeah,
And I'm like, and of course they're putting out the Lego videos. They're very well educated people. This is the other part. And it's sad that we've gotten to this point. And you're right. And the thing is, the Shah, and you'll get to read the book, he was a coward. He ran away when Mossadegh got elected. He thought he was going to get killed. And he ended up over in Rome. And they worked things up and cooked it up. And he was back in there again. So,
a lot of dictators are cowards, and they run.
Well, I didn't realize the Shah was in power before Mossadegh.
Yeah, before.
The same guy?
Same guy. Mossadegh gets elected because they fight, and they didn't. I don't know how it comes about, but they end up getting a democracy. He gets elected. The Shah runs away because he's afraid they're going to kill him.
Right.
Takes some money with him, but overall he was a little bit broke, hanging out in Italy. And then they're like, "Oh, no, don't worry. You know, we'll get you back in, Dulles and the boys," and they did. They got him back in.
I didn't realize that he had been in power before Mossadegh. Really?
Yeah.
And then he did the same shit again when the Ayatollah took over. He ran away again.
Yeah. When you read it, you're like, it is such a great book to give you an overview with details of the time period, because we learn about it in piecemeal, right? So we'll learn, oh, this happened then and this happened then. But when you get to read it in sequence, you're like, holy shit. You really realize. And most of these leaders that they said, Mossadegh was not a communist. He was pro-Western.
Right. He just wanted to nationalize the oil. That's why they got rid of him.
That's right. But here's the thing. When they approached Eisenhower and they told Eisenhower this is what they wanted to do, he's like, yeah, but it's a democratically elected government. Just send them like $100 million. Let's shore it up. one of the few times that Eisenhower was not being an asshole. And then they reframed it. They said he's going to be a communist stooge for the Russians. Now, to understand, the Iranians at that time were not friendly to the Russians because during World War II, the Russians actually occupied Iran. They had gone in and caused some shit. So they were still, they were on the off foot.
Right. It's like China and Japan. You know, there's like it's hostile.
It's hostile. I mean, it's changed now because of business relationships. So Eisenhower bought it hook, line, and sinker. All you had to tell him was like, yeah, communist. All right, let's go. And he was just a nationalist. He wasn't really a communist. Same thing with Jacobo Arbenz in Guatemala. Went against the United Fruit Company because he wanted to give the people 70% of the country's resources were owned by 2% of the population or something crazy, or 7. And all he wanted to do was redistribute some shit so people wouldn't be dirt poor. Patrice Lumumba, not a communist either. He was just a nationalist. He just wanted to stay neutral. Dulles viewed neutrality as might as well just be in the camp with the Soviets. So, you know, there's a lot of that shit.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Sorry.
We're 15 minutes over our 3-hour time. We could do this all day.
Oh.
We're gonna have our Cory Booker moment at some time in the future.
No, Fidel Castro moment, man. I want to tell you one last thing because I love this book. That
Close
book is
us out.
awesome.
Go ahead.
Castro.
Yeah.
Castro, and this will be my last bit. I'm sorry. I know you guys probably got to go do something. So Castro was, once he got in the revolution, he actually expected that the U.S. would back him.
Yeah, he did.
So he nationalized everything. All these companies were pissed off with him. He flies to the UN. When he lands in New York, they confiscate the fucking plane.
Okay.
And no hotel in New York would have him except for one hotel, the Teresa.
Yeah.
Which was owned by a Black American. It was where all the Black American celebrities went to.
Yeah.
And what is really fucking wild is while he's staying there, Malcolm X comes to visit him at that hotel.
Yeah.
And John F. Kennedy would go and visit him another day at that hotel. And the newspapers, all under the direction of Dulles, were writing, oh, he's staying in a Negro hotel with prostitutes and everything else.
Right.
What Castro did? He said, why is it that America thinks that wherever there's a Negro, there are prostitutes?
Right.
So he completely fucking flipped it on him to the point that in New York City, all the other, all the other hotels said, oh, you can stay at our hotel. And he's like, no, I'm going to stay here with real people. So just a little piece of history. And it's wild because both Malcolm X and John F. Kennedy both got assassinated. And who showed up with John F. Kennedy when he went there? Eleanor Roosevelt. And Kennedy was very much in favor of a lot of these liberation movements in Africa, in Asia. That's why they hated his guts. And his last trip to Europe was in Ireland. So anyway, I got it out of my system.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Wow.
We got you a little like pictorial display there.
Yeah, I saw that. So yeah.
Well, this is the end of episode 39. We're gonna be 40 episodes next week. It's going fast.
It is going fast.
50 is just a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Be the end of the
I've
summer.
been 39 for a long time. So.
Let's wrap it up. And it's always good hearing from you, Miguel.
Yeah, great to see you guys. Always great hearing from both of you.
Likewise.
Enjoyed the stories.
Yes.
They're great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides